birincisine karşı oynadınız, onlarla karşılaştınız. Bu mücadeleye çıkarken ne gibi adaptasyonlar, ne gibi değişiklikler yaptınız galibiyete ulaşmak için?
Halo semuanya.
Olduğumuz bir oyun tarzında.
Selamat datang di live stream Watch Party Valorant.
Ne yaptığına bakmadık.
Di lower bracket. Gue lagi nonton sebenarnya, tapi tadi udah setengah match lebih, jadi gue nggak stream sekarang deh. Anyway, sebentar, gue ngecek dulu ya, gue ngecek dulu.
We focused on our own games. We couldn't accomplish that. We couldn't accomplish the win in the first map, but the other two maps we were.
Halo. So, kita bakal lihat lower bracket berikutnya. Tadi Fnatic main, tapi dia sekarang sudah pulang. Ya. Dipulangkan. Jadi tunggu sampai match berikutnya aja ya. Belum mulai, jadi kita masih ada chill dulu sambil kalian ngobrol. Sambil gue nunggu makanan gue juga, makanan gue belum datang. Wah, Fnaticnya pulang. Dia bantai-bantai. Abis ini match seru sih. EDG versus PRX. Siapa yang akan climbing ke atas? Oke, chill aja, nanti gua kasih tau kalau misalnya udah mulai ya. Jadi paling jam 6 lah, jam 6 baru mulai sih. Ini masih post match interview doang soalnya.
Takım ne istiyorsa onu en iyi şekilde oynamaya çalışıyorum sadece.
Prediksi kalian gimana? Ya kita vote dulu.
My role doesn't exist. It's just that I do whatever the team needs. I fulfill the requirements of my team. So whatever my team requires me to do, whatever they need me to do, that's what I do. So that's why the change was made.
Yang mau lihat jadwal bisa di ya itu jadwal.
And that's all for our interview. Thanks for joining me and thank you for translation.
Thank you.
Thank you for translating ngomong bahasa. Nyaman. Artinya apa? Artinya ya sekian itu interview dari pemenang di LoL Break hari ini. Tuh katanya. Katanya seru banget game hari ini, tapi ya not their best work. Nanti dia akan coba try harder gitu katanya. Leo sama Derke masih ada ya sama Bow. Siapa yang akan pulang? Ada yang menang FUT.
Not allowing for overtime, not allowing for FUT to even get close here in this opener.
And then Captain so ready for those
FUT Esport.
Right now, Moster at risk. Moster dead. Back across the Durka also dead to rights.
Bantai 2 map hilang.
Up 3-0. Captain having to tuck back TP up over the top.
Halo Bang Hans, udah mainin game Resident Evil 4 remake, soalnya aku subscriber baru jadi nggak tahu. Oh, itu udah lama banget. Gua kalau ada game baru langsung gue mainin saat itu juga biar nggak kena spoiler dan kawan-kawan. Jadi make sure cek aja, ada playlistnya full semua. Kok error? Iya sebenarnya gue juga rooting for Fnatic, tapi ternyata dia masuk dari ini dua tim ini di satu ini ya, satu turni ya. Satu tadi gue liat EMEA juara 3 sama juara 1-nya di comebackin. Ya, pro player, skill pro player sih ya everything can happen. Di regionnya dua-duanya kan sama ya gamenya. Gila. Jadi di evol cuy. Kemarin ini kena copyright anjir, gue gak tau kena copyright di bagian mana, kayak bagian ini deh. Gue copyright ya udah nanti gue mute. Satu region ya mereka. Ketemu di lower bracket.
It's all tumbling down.
Gue pengen deh bisa jadi caster kayak gitu deh. Kayak teriak gitu, kayak tahu apa yang mau. Weh, ada megang hiu tuh. Anjir, ada megang Jono. Gokil. Jononya tapi kecil. Anjir, Jono mini cuy. Pasti di sana ada IKEA. Jono masuk TV cuy. Mini, kenapa ya semua orang bawa boneka ya? Berarti wajar kan kalau orang itu boneka tuh kayak buat lucky charm cuy. Nah ini kayaknya yang copyright nih anjing emang nih. Tapi kayak kemarin gue udah mute-mutein deh. Tetap copyright, gue gak tau deh. Gua kalau masuk pro team gue bakal bawa Jono gue yang gede sih, nggak mau bawa yang kecil-kecil gue bawa yang gede-gede gue bawa ke situ sih. Ayo siapa nih yang akan ke atas? Kayaknya menurut gue PRX punya high chance sih buat ini ya. Cuman gue pengen EDG coba buat step up sih sekali nggak sih menang. Pengen gue pengen EDG menang, tapi kayaknya tebakan gue PRX punya chance lebih tinggi, gimana ya gitu. Kira-kira hari ini malam main apa ya? Gue nggak tahu nih. Yang pasti bukan Wuthering Waves lagi sih. Wuthering Waves diistirahatkan dulu biar nanti tunggu sampai Yunonava 40 gue baru main lagi ya. Hari ini main, I don't know, kayak gue mau main satu game anomali sih, namanya Stairway kalau nggak salah. Tapi ntar deh kita lihat. Ntar ya, gue cek di Steam ya. Tadi gue mau streamingin soalnya Stairway namanya. Serem nih katanya nih. Stairway ini. Berapa jam ya tamat ya? Kalau misalkan lama gue pengen record tapi nggak sih, besok udah mau record baru lagi soalnya. Horor, anomali horor gitu kan, lu tahu sendiri gue demen main game anomali gitu ya. Biasa nggak terlalu susah kayak di ini ya. Alright, judulnya udah berubah ya. EDG versus PRX VCT Master Shanghai Playoff. Get ready ya. 1 menit. Ambil makanan, ke toilet dulu. Nanti gua kasih tahu kalau udah ready ya. Kayak nontonin low bracket seru sih sebenarnya. Sebenarnya tuh tadi gue bangun jam 3 guys. Tapi kan jam 3 gue olahraga ya. Jadi gue pengen streaming kayak ya udahlah nanti aja lah game kedua gitu. Nonton gue sambil nontonin tadi. Gimana ya? Gua dukung EDG sih, gue megang EDG. Tapi gue kayaknya yakin PRX punya higher chance buat menang sih kali ini. Ini hari ini sampai jam 8 aja sih. Tergantung gamenya sih, kalau sampai game 3 ya lama. Let's go. Welcome. Ya. Nanti kalau udah mulai stream aku antar aja.
Welcome back, everybody, to day 8 of Master Shanghai, and our second elimination match of the day, of course, is PRX versus EDG. I'm Yingsu, and I'm joined once again by Mimi and Kokuka. Are we smelling the upsets? Is that going to carry on, you think, as the day goes on?
I don't know about this match.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Come on.
Yeah, anything can. I mean, we've already seen it prove.
Can
Foot
we
played
start getting the
amazing.
predictions in after we see the map veto? Because I feel like we're being played here.
You want to be able to have the full information.
Exactly.
Don't need it.
What's the fun in
Right.
that? What's the fun in that? I feel like
Honestly, being right gets you nowhere.
Kita sambil kecilin dulu aja karena sambil dia lagi ngobrol. Kita ngobrol dulu aja.
Life advice for today.
Bowser abis kalah langsung karaoke tuh nyanyi Peter Pan.
Hey guys, I'm here right now with Forsaken.
Selalu
Forsaken
apa-apa diri sama
yesterday
Indo.
was a tough loss, but you guys are going straight into your next match, and it is an
Yeah.
elimination match. Can you let us know what the reset was like? How did you guys regroup yesterday?
So yesterday after the loss, I think we just like discussed with each other, like how we lost the game and how we're so like disjointed with the team. But hopefully today, since we're in lower bracket already,
Mata merah
we're gonna
tuh.
go like all
Pasti
in and
capek
try
tuh
our best
abis
to
dimarahin
today.
terus.
All right, thank you very much. Good luck.
I mean, this is the thing. It was a tough loss, but it's PRX we're talking about, and I don't see an upset happening here.
Yeah,
Let's
this is
go.
a team that you will definitely trust to rally back in the lower bracket. And well,
Mata
both
udah
of these
merah
teams,
banget itu.
PRX kind of got
Abang-abang
destroyed
Susanto
in their
ini
last matchup towards the end.
Udah
I think
kayak,
PRX showed us
anjing
some
nih,
great stuff. That
lower
first
bracket.
debut from them was really good. I think we saw moments where
Kayaknya kalau
PRX
kita buat
was
turni
PRX.
ada lower bracket sih seru sih. Lower bracket tuh adrenalinnya tuh lebih berasa sih menurut
In
gue.
the past, this is, if I'm not mistaken, the 5th time that
Yes,
it's going to
Kayak
every event that
they're
PRX
like
has been to
risking
internationally,
everything.
They have played PRX.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
exactly.
one
I think
game.
that the record right now is a 3-1, right? On the side of PRX. It's not the it
King
wouldn't be the first time that we
King!
knocked them out of a tournament. So far, the matches haven't had as
Ini
much
tapi
weight
mereka
as today's.
No, but the
bakat
last
semua
time that
ini.
EDG, and the first time they beat PRX, was the last time we saw this match. In Masters Madrid, EDG finally got over that hump,
Oh,
got the 2-1 victory, and managed to stay
Match
alive
up
in that
historinya
tournament.
nih ya.
The
Wow,
pressure
wow,
is
wow.
on
Oh,
again
wow.
here, and it's even greater for EDG being at home
Di
in
Tokyo
Shanghai
ya dia
with
ketemu
pressure
ya.
that
Bener
high.
bener bener.
And do not
Terakhir
forget,
gue
we're talking
watch
about
party
both
pas
seeds
Master
won
Tokyo
for
ya.
the region. One of them will
Gue
be
nggak
home, but
pernah
as you
watch
say,
party
I mean,
champion
even though
loh.
most of the people thought that this,
Dan gue akan
I feel
watch
like we've
party
said this,
champion
you know, so
tahun
many
ini
times
ya.
already,
Tenang
that
ya.
This was going to be PRX tournament. Come on, EDG. You
Wah,
had
udah
everyone
mode
in the crowd
talenan.
cheering for you.
Hati-hati
You
nih.
wanted this. Kang has been so vocal about
Lagi main
wanting
Fruit
to be a
Ninja deh,
champion and
guys.
wanted to make it here.
Yeah, that he wants to do it in front of the home crowd, of course.
Let's go, let's go.
Let's see what Kang had to say before today's match.
Hey guys, I'm
Wes,
here
yes.
right now with Kang Kang of EDG and Luna to
Gua
help with
matiin
some
Sri Wafatara
translation. So Kang Kang, it is PRX
King,
versus
King.
EDG again.
Ih, cakep. Anjir,
Do you
kurus
think
banget,
that
guys.
EDG now knows enough about PRX to beat them
Cewek
this
sekurus
time
itu.
around?
那今天也是 EDG 和 PRX 的再次的交手，那你觉得现在 EDG 对于 PRX 的了解程度足够让你们在今天拿下他们了吗？
我觉得我们两支队伍都比较熟悉彼此，
Cina mah
所以
pakai
说
ini koyok
没
ya.
有100%拿下那种
Kurus
感觉，但
banget
是
sih cewek begitu
我
kayak
一定
terlalu
会
kurus sih menurut gue sih.
就是因为第一场失利了嘛，所以说这一场一定要证明给大家看。对我认为
Energinya Kang Kang nih
这是我们的
gokil.
I think we are pretty familiar to each other. I mean,
Kenapa
but,
nggak
you know,
ini
we
ya?
lost the
Kenapa
first win,
nggak-
lost our first win. So
Kenapa nggak
we're
ajak
gonna
ngobrol
progress.
member
All
EDG
right,
yang lain
sounds
sih?
exciting. Well, good luck.
I just want to give that context of the way that he said that we could do it was really like not sure. The way he was not convinced that he could
EDG
take
sponsornya
this victory today, which I feel like, you know, fair play.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's
Rasis
tough
tuh
to
Cina
come in
loh,
with a ton of
enggak,
confidence here.
enggak
You're up against
gitu.
PRX, who's been looking really
Kayak itu kurus
formidable,
banget
that
sih,
you've lost too
kurus
many times
banget.
before, and I mean, the
kalau
first match for
seksi
EDG
kan,
was
gitu
really
ya.
rough. They
Itu
got
tuh kayak,
completely ran over in that game. It looked completely
gitu.
unlike
Ngerti
them.
nggak sih?
Yeah, exactly. And it's a very difficult team to be played because everything can turn into chaos, and we know the PRX loves that.
Well, both of these teams will have to dig deep for a win today, and they're going to, we're going to even give them a little bit of help. It's time to copy and paste
Getar
because
PRX
two
ini depan
teams
crowd
have
Cina.
already
Loh, mereka
been
kan
boosted
Chinese
to
juga.
knock them into the lowest. So we're just gonna yoink
Ya, mostly.
everything that they've done and tell
Let's
you
go.
guys exactly
Ini udah
how you can beat PRX or
Gila kalau pro
EDG.
player
We'll
gini
start,
ketemu pro
Kukuka,
player lagi
with
sih.
PRX. How do you beat this team?
Okay,
Gimana ya?
so first of all, I'd say that you need to let them win the first map to give them confidence, right? Just let them have it. Everything that they have ready for today, just let them feel
Is
it.
that good advice? I don't know if that's good advice,
Let them use all that fuel on that first
Tahu
one.
nggak sih guys, kalian thumbnail gue ini ya? thumbnail gue ini mestinya itu buat Subaton next gue tahun ini. Cuman gak jadi-jadi. Mesti ini buat Subaton sih. Thumbnailnya beda kan?
I think playing Flood retake against them is super strong, and G2 showed this in their match on Bind, fighting in from backside with these double flash combos was absolutely destroying PRX.
I think it also helps that it was Trent and Genevieve. I
They're
think
pretty
that
good.
And Icy as well.
Jadi
was
udah
dunking
lama.
on everyone. But you know,
you need good initiators and good support to set a player up to do that against the likes of PRX.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing that G2 did very, very well, the pistol rounds. Getting
They won
the
a lot of
pistols,
those.
yes, and not only the pistols, but also the bonuses. So getting those strats, just make sure that you have a very, very good set play, because they will get you very,
enak
very far.
ngomongnya.
Time after time, PRX may be going on
Serasa
the
gampang
if you
tuh.
are ready, if you're prepared for that,
Pistol
it
round,
will
bonus round.
Yeah, I think PRX
Menangin
takes
pistol
similar
round,
risks on
abis
their
itu menangin
pistols and a
bonus
lot of
round,
other things
abis
we watch
itu
at this
stick to
level
the
of play. They'll
strategy.
have players kind of
Ini nongging
going off on
sambil
their own,
salto
doing
juga
crazy things.
tahu.
So if you have a really good plan set out and you're playing
Kita
together,
Juning gue Subat,
as a team on these
enggak
rounds,
nggak tahu
you have a
sih.
much better
Gue
chance of
Subatan kayak
snowballing
nunggu
a
ini.
squad like PRX as G2
Tunggu
did in this
momen
game.
tepat aja.
Yep, and the last
Sekarang
one,
enggak.
and definitely the
Sekarang
most
gini aja juga
important
udah
one, if
cukup.
you're playing under this amount of
Masih bisa
pressure,
streaming,
and again,
kalian udah bersyukur
PRX,
ya.
no respect's given. Just do not think about the names, do not think about the players that you're going up against.
Si paling nggak mikir player dan nama, yang penting tembak katanya.
For map number 1, I think of that 2v1.
Yeah, but we already got map 1, you know.
No, but I'm thinking about that 2v1 that
Ntar gue kasih hadiah ini mau nggak?
Gue
Gue beli satu lagi. Ntar lomba Valorant yang menang dapat boneka, tapi bukan dapat duit ya, dapatnya boneka. Boneka.
I think Jin might actually be a
Emin.
superhero.
They lost.
They might actually. Oh, David, of course. David is David. There's no other David. There's only one David. But on the other side, how do we beat EDG?
Ini selalu ada sih ceweknya sih yang ini.
We've already seen it happen once, so let's pull up these ones.
Bukan caster apa bilangnya apa ya? Mereka ini ya.
Thought there wouldn't be much of a way to beat them, but we saw them really get exposed in this one.
Push B side, aim duels, play the clock.
Yeah,
Sign wood.
I think that heretics. I mean, I think that this all sums
Sign wood?
up the fact that if something is working, just keep doing it.
Sure.
Time and time again.
Nggak ada yang bonekanya yang dijual Valo cuman ini doang. Emang itu Pak Analis bilangnya ya? Oh ini analis yang ngomongnya. Tapi dia ada di mana-mana, kadang ada di main stage juga gitu loh. Kayaknya yang dua ini analisnya.
And also because the trading wasn't really there. So even if you challenge those duels, if you have the perseverance to, actually the restraint more so, to just go back, you will get that duel and everything will be fine.
Sometimes though, you'll get one a little bit more free. EDG and the CN teams in general let this clock wind down, and we saw it be a massive problem
see
in their
Gecko,
game against Heretics, where the attack side mid-rounding runs out of options. They don't get anything proactive in the mid-round, and then they're late hitting into a site when their opponent has full util. If you don't give them much in the mid-round and really carefully pick when you're getting active on the defense, you can save a lot of that util to full stall them out and win rounds off of time.
Sometimes EDG
susah juga ya, kadang replaynya burik ya, soalnya layar mereka burik cuy.
You know that they're gonna be, especially even in the first map and in both of them, they were taking their time.
Juga
What's this guy doing up
gila,
there? Also, this could also help. How about you sign wood?
I don't think everyone can do that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, having a star duelist player who plays as well as him and is hyper confident is good. Maybe someone like
he's got it all. He's the full package. He's young, he's electric, he can aim, he gets the vibes up. Honestly, just get a wood in your team.
I'm glad you mentioned something.
Kemarin Coach PRX teriak tuh kaget penonton di stage.
Maybe EDG
Masa
have
sih?
to look out for.
Yeah, something
Gak
is
ada di
definitely
sini
the
ya.
root of this match. He is that star duelist.
Paling biasanya di TikTok ya,
Nobody can take him
konten-konten kayak gitu ya.
Quite literally.
Nobody can take him down. That's going to be tough, though. I think shutting down stars is difficult, especially against PRX, is how confident they are.
I mean, I would be surprised if we don't get an absolute banger today. I need to see a different 4 coming from EDG.
Well, I can't wait to see this. We had one upset already. Maybe it's time for another one. Let's send it down
di bawah 10 detik guys.
bring
Predik,
out
ayo
PRX
kita predik.
and
Gue mau
EDG.
predik dulu. Predik. Sabar, gue mau predik. Mana prediknya? Oh, hari ini Sky sama Sage. ISO-nya. Anjir, EDG 120 lawan PRX 4. Wah, anjir jauh anjir. 30% EDG. Gila. Oke. Apakah ini kayaknya copyright kali ya? Mungkin. Wih. Coachnya doang yang di highlight, coachnya EDG kagak anjir. Kayaknya emang ganti player aja deh.
Every single time EDG have qualified for an international tournament, they have faced PRX. And it wasn't until recently that they managed to actually take them down. So looking at the match here, how big of a chance do you think EDG realistically have in this matchup?
Oh, wow. I think it's going to be difficult looking
Gimana,
at the
guys?
pool ahead of us. We're starting off on Bind, which PRX did lose yesterday, but I think has historically been a really good map for them. I like what they bring out with this Harbor comp. I think there's a lot of different looks on how they can approach their attack side, which is where they'll be starting.
I'm wondering also in that sunset, we saw EDG moving away from the Viper, putting the Astra in. Is that something that they're going to repeat? Do they want to go back in their tracks? Because also they look very,
masih senyum ya, masih senyum tuh.
We saw some big problems on their attacking side. They were almost always losing A main space and didn't, I think, do a good enough job of re-clearing and pushing the defense off of that area of the map. Which means late round they were hitting into
vibes-nya
B-sides.
happy banget ya. Walaupun mereka ada di lower bracket gitu. Kayak, apa slow ya teman. Lu lihat loh, udah full equip loh, Keng. Tangannya pakai apaan itu? Nano machine.
My biggest worry is though for EDG over the last 6
Udah
matches
slow aja slow, kita udah pasti menang kok.
and they have only managed to win in total 25 rounds.
Posisi monitor Keng aja udah beda coy sekarang. Serius ini. Itu koyok satu tangan itu.
Way better, but when it comes to measuring themselves against the teams across the globe, think complicated. Maybe if he turns the monitor on, okay, I was,
Razer synapse diatur dulu ya. Oh ini si Keng pakai Razer.
Yeah, but if we focus on this first map on Bind, EDG love this map. It is not a surprise that they pick it because they feel very, very comfortable doing it so enjoyable.
My biggest concern is around
Mode meja ini ya, bioskop 31 ya. Oh wow, ini dia line up ya. Wah, selalu Harbor ya.
I was thinking, about that game
kayaknya for second doang ya makanya Harbor ini.
Yeah, I mean, they're switching on to the Reyna comp here, but they still have the bones of the comp they ran before. I think you do lose a lot with those flash combos with the Gecko, but you can do it with the Lyra instead. It's going to be sick to watch something on that agent, and I'm excited to see this new comp from EDG.
And the Omen also instead on the Brainy, so many things can be different.
Yeah, W gaming on both sides. My internal clock is telling me that Doug and Baby Bay are here for the next map.
Thank you so much, Shinsu.
Beda banget anjir. Oh, udah ada Reyna ya.
4 times. The last one goes the way of EDG, and that was the only one. Also happened to be the last time they played. It was in Madrid, and it was this exact same map pool.
The only difference was
the exact same map pool.
He had big shoes to fill, and I feel like
let's go. Ini dia guys, PRX versus EDG map 1. Dibain.
The compositions though, EDG they normally run a Brimstone on this. So the Omen, I mean, now he's going to be able to smoke across the map.
Aggressive TPs, you know what else?
Wah, anjir.
Their sleeve.
Such a fast pace already from PRX.
It's the PRX way, man. Look at how well they've sectioned off the side already. They've teed it, put it into quarters. Forsaken will fall though, but the utility was up.
Gila.
Good job isolating the Harbor on that short aim. And now PRX, they get the bomb down, but they're kind of trapped right now. They're pincered.
Whoa.
To see some spam come through as Jing will fall.
Let's go, King.
They still have plenty of numbers to go against this.
Let's go, King.
The remaining pieces of this puzzle that EDG will solve will crumble. The pistol the way of EDG.
Wow.
Great opening pistol for EDG. They look way more confident than they did yesterday.
Gila.
There's some life in this arena
langsung,
now, man. That was crazy.
Langsung ngeisolasi air gitu. Gila. W gaming anjir.
Thunder in the arena. Look at these shots. He looks way better. They were ready for this. I mean, that isolation short A, getting that kill.
Mau nonton apa?
On a Forsaken. That made it so PRX was just trapped.
Oh, gila.
They did get bomb money down though, and that's why you see something investing into this Marshall. But on the flip side, I mean, really healthy buy from EDG.
Again, the last 2 times these teams met,
waktu itu PRX ketemu sama siapa guys yang nama timnya mirip? PRX. Itu kemana
EDG
timnya
walked
sekarang?
away with the win on bind.
Was a completely different composition for EDG as well, though. They ran a single smoke comp with just a brimstone.
Udah hilang kah? Oh
my gosh.
What?
EDG this time.
Kong came ready to play today. He
Wait,
wants more.
wait.
As the flash paves the way,
Oh my!
Kong with 4 and EDG with their second.
Wow, come on Jot, let's go. Gila, triknya emang harus makan permen karet terus guys, harus ada yang dikunyah coy.
And again, Smoggy can upgrade.
Oh udah pulang gitu.
This is the best
Oh,
out of you.
gini.
Yeah.
Right? You play to win instead of not to lose, and I know it's early, but it seems to be the approach that EDG has brought into this series. Now the showstopper used.
Wah,
kabur.
kabur.
Space, but it's space that they will gladly take.
Yeah, it forces PRX to have to take Octagon control, and now they're trapped once more.
Wow.
If not for that
Dipaksa
safety,
maju
a
ya.
couple members there may have died. All gonna TP back to Smoggy, who's waiting on the other side
gila.
with the Sheriff.
That's
to boot.
Rame.
He's about to have his hands full. Patient.
Wow. Gila.
Good
Buta
reaction from
tuh.
PRX. And Jing, he has something to say.
Pushing
the Kong.
Pushing the pace and getting up into heaven, getting another kill with it, but EDG on the counterpunch. Smoggy on the swing. PRX, a great response.
Oh wow.
It's a risky one though. You don't know what's on the other end at that A site. They got a little fortunate here that Smoggy was only there.
Gila, masuk portal
with
langsung
that
kayak
Sheriff.
berlima gitu sih, serem juga ya.
But they did have a lot of good utility when they actually took the A site. I mean, we see that
Biasa
Rain
yang
come out.
kayak
Every day you play against that. I mean, it
yang
probably
ngasih
is for
komen
EDG.
untuk
They're so
masuk
used to
portal
playing
dulu
against the
siapa
Rain
guys?
Online.
Kira-kira guys.
I'm sure
Kalau
they
kayak
scrim
gitu.
against PRX quite a bit.
But little discipline like that, like coming out of showers and checking that box, right? Those little things that often go
Kayak dia bisa masuk
unchecked or
berlima
unthought
gitu,
of
kompak
in
gitu.
high pressure situations. Well done on PRX to make sure that is the case.
Semuanya
Meanwhile,
masuk
top
gitu.
online, round 4.
The split second
for
decision.
He's so deadly with this gun too. You imagine someone's gonna have to jiggle, but he gets taken out. No utility.
Gila, itu cuma 0-10 pixel kayaknya deh.
Handled there. Jing using his rocket connecting on the two. They were sitting ducks with nowhere to go. And Dubai continues
Gila,
to
Jing juga.
pile it on.
That's outrageous.
That shot is ridiculous. Smoggy will be forced to convert into a 1v3. Never saw what hit him.
And if this is what we're in store for, this back and
Gila,
forth,
gila.
this constant battle.
Ini dua-duanya
This is gonna be
raise-nya
an
emang
amazing
agak-agak
series.
ya.
I'm so excited for the future. What a response from Jing though with this rocket getting 2.
And then,
Yeah,
and again,
yes,
Dubai hitting those 2 shots. That last one, the most impressive.
Anjir.
That'll put EDG on a scrappy little buy.
Hanya hilang sama
Surprised
besi-besi ini,
EDG aren't
gila ya.
giving Kong and the Spectre with what he did yesterday. I mean, it seemed like that was like the only saving grace that we witnessed.
It felt like his best weapon.
Yeah. But here we're seeing
Udah
a
mulai
double
mulai
flash
serius,
setup,
mulai
maybe even
serius.
triple flash setup.
Oh.
And PRX are running straight into this.
EDG happy to stack this.
Butuh dua.
Given all the noise that's been made, given all of the info that Kong has on the other side of the
Gila,
site,
masih bisa
they're going to
di-wake up.
continue. They're going to try to persist and pursue out onto the site. Jig onto the satchel, trying to get across. But now, reconsidering, realizing that you've lost the rest of the map. Once again, they hit the TP and they're going to find a vacant
ultimate
side
orb.
A.
And they actually cycled that off onto something who's just going to post up for his teammates while he plants the bomb.
No real info of what's happening on the other side, so Kong is still on the prowl.
Kan di belakang ya.
A Sheriff, though, not the weapon you want in a situation like this. PRX glad to dig their heels in, hang on to the site. Assume their post plans, the duelist is done for.
There.
Chichu and Smoggy will likely just fall to the spike.
One enemy remaining.
Or to the hands of Mind Freak.
Just try to do some type of damage if you can. That helps.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wow.
And just like that, PRX clean up that round. That's 2 times in a row now that PRX have had to pivot into that teleporter and hit the A site. So I'm wondering now for EDG if they're going to read ahead to that. If they see that B long default and maybe keep a trap play outside of showers to punish that. And the attack op, something, he likes to do this on almost every single map. He's going to be met by Kong, maybe not in this specific duel, but maybe later in the round.
Yeah, we start to see their setups on the map now. Kong will have the op towards showers. Meanwhile, something on the opposite side. PRX with a lot of presence towards B here.
Yeah. There was a faint wall towards the A side of the map, but I think EDG, they know that PRX like to feint with that wall.
Anjir, ngelempar granat masih ngeflick gitu anjir. Oi!
Little scary for nobody there, but Jing.
The Reckoning invested. Jing tried getting out and finding space. PRX, though, they've slammed their faces into the wall. They haven't really been able to get out, but they are getting the frags that they need. Now creeping forward, Smoggy playing on the other side of the smoke. He's going to get clotheslined. Again, a situation where he didn't really realize where the pressure was coming from. And now they're going to hunt down Kong. He's got the op in hand. He's going to have to do his damnedest to try to hang on to it. Mindfreak will cross. Divide will too. Spotted him. Lands the shots. Now hunting for a second. Cannot connect. Mindfreak with 3. Is PRX get another.
PRX got 3 kills spamming through the smoke from hookah onto site. That is not something you see every day.
No.
I mean, a bit of a twist of fate in their favor for sure. Look at this. Oh, he did see the tracers though, but a collat?
Yeah, that's tough, man.
And then spam off of the Seekers. I mean, good job. I don't know what else to say in this moment. Early timeout for EDG. I don't think they have, you know, to worry too much right now. I mean, it's definitely a way better start than the last time they played. But it is their map pick, and if you let PRX on the attacking side dictate the pace.
Oh, itu ada itu. Molly-nya Gecko. Tapi kayaknya itu nggak ada officialnya deh. Itu kayaknya cuma squishy deh.
The game should be a little bit more proactivity, maybe bait out on those B long pushes, bait out a little bit of utility. You can flash early on, back up, and then re-clear once more. Because PRX, they were playing for that trap play that we saw in the eco round with the triple flash.
I agree with you on EDG are still okay. They're
still
chill.
Chill.
I think you're right on the other side of the coin as well, where adjustments need to be made. Because remember, EDG, both maps they played yesterday, they started on attack, and those were maps that they struggled on. Right? Those were halves that were clearly an issue when it came to the approach, and you know they could definitely have different protocols and plans going into bind, but you want to keep this competitive, knowing what yesterday held. So a stinger in the hands of Kong, a Spectre for nobody.
Tunggu, berarti di PRX nggak ada Sentinel.
Everybody is stacked. A. All 5 of EDG are here.
It's a hard read right now.
Lo and behold, that's where PRX are headed.
Dua-duanya nggak ada.
And I wonder what the cue is for PRX to maybe abort, not fully commit onto this, but I think they're just going to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, if they continue to hide as much as they can, they might not just
Wah, gila banget itu.
Now they're going to be pushing forward ahead of all this hardware utility as they try to take the fight. The guns on the other side just too good, though. Ooh, Jing on the snap just gets destroyed. EDG might have overrun them into this, but they're so weak. And the thrash isn't going to connect. Fortunately for Kong, though, Forsaken had Classic out. Divide's left alone. Not a ton of HP. Both of them fall, but the Red Bull clutch comes through for PRX. In the face of the rocket, the shots settle.
Jeez. Divide.
Kayak gitu clutch.
I mean, he had to commit. You have no other option there. And maybe if Kong had a little bit more HP, he lives there and they win the round. Kind of feels a little bit like yesterday in that mode where they just can't close out the rounds. They bring it down to a 1v1. It just doesn't go their way. Great job from Divide. That's a funny one.
Again, early presence for PRX. And this time, it's not a fake. It's not a fake. Jing is already trying to getting out, invested the rocket. Something has been such a menace so far.
It's such a pace that they're putting on EDG right now.
Oh, the paranoia is good, but even when that connects, the kills come through.
Oh.
Very nicely done by Kong. To respond a little bit, you imagine that's going to call the rotate out from the spike back towards A. And Chichu, thinking the same thing, was considering B, but will now throw it back.
And Mindfreak, He took his time in here, coming out of showers. He had to if he wanted to get any type of space. So
ketahuan ya.
Gets info that Chichu is in CT. There could still be one player here, though. And I think that's why he's so wary. I mean, look at how cautious PRX are playing right now. They're waiting for the harbor wall, waiting for all utility. The molly?
Oh. What?
A little bit of high ground found. Nobody's positioned so concealed. Now the flash in his face on the swing. Settles the shots. Gets Mind Freak. A 3v2 still the way.
Gitu kayak main The Floor is Lava ya.
Hong Kong's left alone. He's got an op in hand. Devi is weak, but that's another round the way of PRX.
Good patience from PRX.
PRX dualis berarti main agresif dan dual kontrol untuk kontrol full side.
Waiting for Forsaken's wall to come back up. The molly from Mind Freak. It gets the audio cue that nobody had to drop
Berarti
there.
pas nanti
And the
defense
trades, I mean,
susah
they were kind
ya.
of going in the favor of EDG in the beginning. But when you're retaking with an operator, even if you're Hong Kong, that's a tough ask.
Oh, yeah. Into a 1v2 like that as well, with no idea of where the other members are.
Yeah. That little jump spot from Forsaken, too, to spot out where Hong Kong was, just makes it decisive, and they play together, they swing them together.
Biasa aja tuh ekspresinya.
Just like that. Hong Kong is on a stinger, but he's so deadly with it, so it might be able to bring this one back.
Damn, try to get ahead of the stack. Really nice shot out from Smoggy.
It was a pixel.
I like this reposition a lot as well.
Yeah, this is the Omen shining right now. Able to play up close, get a kill, TP out. In this case, TP on top of this little weird high ground.
Oh,
I wonder if Jing wants to clear this. I wonder if he's aware.
That flash from nobody was so good. It went through the roof in hookah to make sure that there was nobody pushing in sand.
That was very cool.
Forsaken has taken a lot of space into Octagon. He's the one with the spike. So there's got to be success found from hookah.
Yeah, nobody has to drop here for PRX to steal this away.
And it's not going to happen. Smoggy gets in on it as well. As EDG find 3.
The B-Anchor's coming up huge for EDG. That was beautifully played from Smoggy.
Makanan gue mana nih? Mau selalu makan gue.
Nobody just bunkering down in hookah to clean up the round. Look at this
udah
shot.
datang guys.
On the run.
Ntar ambil makan dulu ya.
That's that flash that you were speaking of. And from now on, for PRX, I mean, every time you push this Omen off of B-Long, you got to worry about that elevation. I mean, he could be anywhere now. It's something you're going to have to constantly clear. That being said, Forsaken will have that Harbor ultimate online. We saw how deadly it was the first time around.
He's invested B, but this time, present A. EDG are really proactive, too. They're taking all of his space outside of sand. Smoggy's already rotating into A.
Such a good timing to be proactive, too. They haven't done this once yet.
The Reckoning is going to suggest that they're going forward. The timing is so good.
It's perfect.
If they can land the shots, if they can clean things up, it's going to be great, and that's a spike! I thought the spike was further up. Something has his ult. They're going to have to turn back and fight for this area. And things slow down. They've come to a screeching halt. Forsaken on the swing. Nobody on the shots. The Harbor down. Now utility pushing forward. EDG are playing this really patiently, not forcing the matter in from spawn, not forcing the matter in from backside. Happy to hold the line as best as they can, but nobody finally falls. Hong Kong on the swing, and he's overwhelmed. The contain has been lost. The spike has been picked up. And now it's a fast rotate from something B, while Jing draws as much attention as he can. Be a nuisance. That's exactly what he does. Doesn't land the shots, but the veil has been lifted. They've realized that the spike's not here.
The Empress will go down. It's honestly what opened up that entire comeback into this round. And the Reyna, I mean, he's got full utility now. If he gets a kill, he can just get out of dodge.
And he's holding the line on both spots to jump.
It's so scary playing against a Reyna like something.
He's still going to have to win this 1v2, though. For PRX, he's gotten it down to 1. Tries to reposition. 23 HP. One step to the right. All it will take. Smoggy's holding the line. Anchored in, but now on the tap. Spots him again. 4 HP now for the duelist. Something's creeping his way forward. He's got the knife out now. Switching over to the Vandal. Not able to snap off the shots. Can Smoggy get the defuse? Yes, he can. .36.
Okay, Smoggy on fire.
And it's EDG this time around, dictating the pace, pushing down hookah. It got scrappy, it got scary, but they closed it out in that 1v1.
One enemy remaining.
Penting gua, man.
That was so close.
He almost hits the shots, man.
Smoggy's been so good. Even yesterday, when they were getting decimated by Heretics, he was the star of the show for EDG. This time more of a team effort, and that'll cause a timeout from PRX. You imagine now PRX might play a little bit more spread.
Makan. Ayo makan.
Or maybe just watch their back now if they are gonna play all 5 players towards one side of the map. They haven't had to worry about that yet, so you know, it's okay.
That's just such a perfectly timed call from EDG. You mentioned it during the round. They hadn't done that.
Yeah.
They hadn't accelerated in that way.
Gua nggak dikasih sendok, gua makan.
And that's what I was looking forward to in that game yesterday. But they just didn't have their footing at all. They do a really good job of changing the pacing on what they do on the defensive side and the attacking side. I'm glad we get to see it now. That being said, nobody will have Seekers online, Pit available for Chichu. And, I mean, there's a lot of ults online that'll be coming to fruition for EDG. Only Seekers to work with for PRX.
Meanwhile, for EDG, you mentioned those ults all coming online. They've got to chain them together, though.
And look at the spread default that I was talking about. Now you see players on both sides of the map.
A Pit used right off the bat from Chichu.
Now an early Pit invested like this, it can really force the attacking side to be pushed into B or showers. But on the flip side of that, it can also cause EDG to have to keep a couple players there to protect his back.
And that's exactly the approach that they've taken. But as soon as the Harbor utility goes up B, they've left him. Chichu's now on an island. It's all of EDG is B. Devi has his Seekers, and there's still plenty of time left in this round. But it's nobody who uses his first.
This bait set up B long. If EDG do get pushed off of B long here, that's when a rotation will have to come towards that A side of the map.
The Seeker's got a ton of value.
There.
Spotting a couple, I mean all 3, I believe. But they freeze again.
Right there.
Posted up outside of B, waiting for the right moment to strike. The flash is going to confirm presence once more. This has been a really nice cycling of utility by nobody. Now traded on the other side. The Seekers going forward. Chichu happy to hold the other side of the map. While the fight ensues B. Devi, massive kills. A 3v3 now. The spike making its way at B as Chichu repositions. He left the pit. He rotates over, but now with 10 seconds left, PRX trying to get back to A as fast as they can and get the spike down.
So much to worry about. You have to worry about short, but Devi, he's kind of ahead of it.
Wise to it, not able to land the shots the first time around.
That was a great jiggle from Chichu. He got the info that both players now are stuck in U-Haul, and he just has to wait for his teammates to push up.
And that's exactly what they're doing. Now Jing turning his attention back there. Devi falls. Jing cannot hold up.
Beautiful discipline from EDG. And Chichu taking the timing on the teleport, getting kills in hookah, and then wrapping all the way back around with the jiggle there.
Kami Alex, thank you ya, udah jadi member ya.
From EDG, beautiful. And that lead that PRX had, I mean, it's
gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Caster di VCT Indo kok sepi bet ya, kayak sendiri bete heboh.
I mean, you mentioned the discipline. It was beautiful to watch.
Anjir gimana di watch party gue ya? Gue kan kagak nge-cast.
Had so much to do with it. I mean, we talked about the pit at the very beginning. His timing on
Ini
hitting
lebih
the
sepi lagi tahu.
his wrap back around was perfect.
Emang kalian lebih suka nonton watch party yang rame ya?
With that showstopper. He gets bought up. He gets an operator bought up for him.
He's gonna have both. Last round of the half.
Gue sih fokus nonton aja.
Money to spend. What a luxury that is.
Last time PRX did this A short wall, I mean, they just sped up B, so that's why you're seeing EDG get proactive here, pushing through showers. All the info is theirs. And the rest of the B anchors for EDG, they're just trying to bait out all that utility early on and buy time for a rotate.
I really like this. Howdong, you mentioned all that info that they get showers, but they deposit Kong. They have Howdong rotating back. Meanwhile, Jing!
Aduh, salah buang.
Smoggy's there to punish with it. Nobody, the firing line as Smoggy joins in on the fun. The dizzy over the top. Almost everyone going to Smoggy, but Chichu's the one to clean it up.
It's electric in here right now. Smoggy played that to near perfection, tucking in the cubby, jiggling consistently. And then the Omen flash to secure the kills.
What a change.
Look at this. He played this so well. Look, the little tuck right here. And then just the back and forth pre-firing, waiting for that Gecko flash to come over the top. Wonderful.
The timing on that was perfect. It was Howdon who had left Kong, showers, rotates back over. The Dizzy paves the way. We often talk about how Valorant is a family affair. We've got a couple of family members standing by for an interview.
I've got two familiar faces with me right here next to the stage. I have Auntie Pearl, who is Jing's mom, and I have Xcarit, Forsaken's brother. And you saw him on stage not too long ago as well. How are you guys enjoying Shanghai?
Very good. I like it here. Much better than Korea.
Oh, wow. Well, I know that you love Shanghai. Forsaken, I know this is Xcarit, sorry. You look like your brother, by the way. I know this is a bit of a nostalgia trip for you. You haven't been here for 7 years, is that right?
Yeah, it's been 7 years. Exactly 7 years I've come to Shanghai, so I'm enjoying my trip a lot after I finish my games. I'm just traveling a lot, eat a lot of good food, and then meeting my old friend, and something. It's really fun for me.
Oh, wow, that must be that must evoke such memories, right? And Auntie Pearl, I see that you have your props here as well. Did you make this? You said you have an interesting story about this prop.
Because this one was from last year. I brought it all along, and then the team has been very lucky. So yeah, it's here, it's back.
Oh my gosh, so this has traveled pretty much all over the world with you.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a legacy prop indeed. And Forsaken, the score right now is pretty close.
Apa dia ngomong much better than Korea ya? Bahaya banget sih.
I was hoping, of course, PRX to win this game. Even I have a lot of friends in EDG also, but still, I want Epic to win this tournament. So I hope, especially for Jason, I hope he can regain his confidence because I know he's been stressed a lot yesterday. He talked to me, but I just telling him like just don't care about it because he need to be reset and just play with his full confidence for today's match.
That's right. Just relax. You heard it from your big brother. So let's see if PRX can close this one out.
Blunder.
Is much easier contemplated than completed when you're tied at 6-6 with elimination on the line. I mean, yeah, just relax, bro. What do you got to lose? It's fine.
And I'll tell you who's not relaxed. It's Kong. He was very active in the communication, just talking to his team, yapping like crazy. And that's a good sign for a player like him. I mean, he's really bringing the energy into this arena, into his team. That could just be the difference maker as well in a series like this when there's so much on the line. Elimination. Pride between the two teams. They played each other so much.
The last bout did go the way of EDG. But the problem is they've now turned back over to the attack side, which was a pain point for them yesterday.
Gimana defense-nya, guys?
What adjustments did they make?
It's such a good wall to just delay any type of hookah rush or presence, and that flash to re-walk in, that's proactive.
The protocols were really nice, but the armor on Kong.
Yeah, those shots just didn't hit the mark for something.
I mean, he dinked him, but he had light armor in Classic. That's, yeah, that's what decides that. That's it seemed like they had everything prepared, and fortunately for them, if something goes down, Jing and Dubai clean it up. The frenzies are perfect as PRX get the pistol.
4 for Jing into that round. That calmness pushing through. And a lot of EDG's demise was against proactivity. This was a double proactive fight here. At first it was just something, then all of a sudden it's Jing on the rotate from A side, all 3 players pushing hookah. That frenzy could be so deadly in close range battles like that.
I'm excited for the rest of his defensive half though, because that, I mean, you highlighted it. The harbor wall with the flash on the other side is so cool.
This is also very cool from EDG. Hero buying Kong, this Bulldog. We've seen in NA at least Oxy doing this quite a bit with C9. And it paid out dividends.
Yeah. Nggak ada Sentinel.
They can really catch PRX off guard. Oh, they know now.
It's a heavy investment. The nade, not quite deep enough. But they've got him crunched. Something is here, but he's got nothing but an outlaw. But they're going to continue to push the matter. All playing outside of this TP. Weapons have been upgraded. Mindfreak's the only one who's got a rifle on the other side.
This is so awkward for PRX, and now when you're going against an outlaw, nobody has armor or the HP to deal with this. It's a one-shot kill. Smoggy can do some real damage but they're so split right now.
Toxins going up.
I mean, even Chichu, a Spectre, can nuke down Forsaken or Mind Freak. Forsaken only has a Ghost.
But he's going to get so much info as to where the play is. And if he can get away with one, just one, that's a victory.
Oh, he has to back up now.
30 seconds left.
The thing is, he only spotted one. So Mind Freak has to stay A.
Kalau VCT Indonesia ada caster Indonya, ini ada caster bulenya gimana? Bentrok dong dia ngobrol ya.
As the smokes go down, now
close round.
13 seconds left. The paranoia out. It's not going to tag Forsaken. Still playing on the other side of it. The spam from Mind Freak not connecting. The warning shots have been delivered though, and they've got to understand that's where the pressure's coming from. Forsaken on the swing. Mind Freak will clean him up, leaving Chichu all on his own. Spectre still in hand. 70 HP. The gun barrel.
Ujungnya
The
kelihatan.
reposition is really nice from Chichu. He has too many things he has to clear, and not enough time to do it all.
That little barrel, I thought that was going to be the dagger into PRX.
Oh, berarti mereka cuma nonton gamenya. Jadi nggak ada.
It ended up working against him.
Apa?
That's so tough.
Nggak ada casternya
But
ya.
a really good eco round for EDG, that Bulldog buy. It makes it so PRX, if they want to invest into this, they're going to be broken.
Mending denger yang Inggris.
That got scrappy. I like that EDG are ready for the proactivity from PRX. And it wasn't that clean for PRX as well. If they want to do crunches like that, I mean, you got to have more utility. The timing has to be a little bit better.
Satchel out.
They're always decisive with it, though. You got to give them that. Oh, that second satchel did not go the way it was intended to go.
You see the layers of utility. A Gecko
Ini berapa
Molly, an
util
Omen
itu keluar?
Flash, a Sky Flash, all to set up Kong to get that initial exchange, to come out on top, potentially get an entry.
Keep a close eye on that, because you imagine they're going to do it once more. Kong still pushing his way forward. Forsaken on the other side. Won't be around much longer.
The man just doesn't die to judges.
You hear Wingman going forward. Jing has played this position so well, man. He buys his time and he strikes when everything is right. And now the showstopper not going to connect. I don't know where that rocket went.
Mind Freak took the head off of Haodong, so couldn't get value. Yeah, couldn't get value there. With Smoggy, the reposition on short here, and nobody just finessing through the smoke. He finds the timing.
It's so perfect. Divide falls 2v2. Nobody's left in a 1v1. Mind Freak waiting on the other side. He's got that Guardian in hand.
He's playing it so well.
He's buying so much time and then delivers the shots anyway.
The bobbing and weaving from nobody in that 1v1. It kind of just felt like he had a hard read on the situation on Mind Freak. He played that superb.
Mahal. Itu roketnya kemana anjir?
Jing, I mean, he really opened up this retake for his team. But nobody, he was the difference maker.
These are those little 1v1s that we talked about yesterday, that we talked about at the beginning of the half that just weren't going EDG's way. They're starting to turn.
And that's when playing against a team like EDG can be scary, because they do have really good fundamentals. They have good discipline in a lot of those moments.
And they've got fraggers. So if they can put all of those things together like they have so far, they've got a shot at this. Again, a really nice set of utility. The paranoia, the flash around the corner, and now the dog.
The nade will delay them momentarily, but there's still so much utility.
Oh, those satchels, not able to get him into safety. The spam on the other side is the guns from PRX just not holding up.
And now he can get Seekers if he grabs that orb before the bomb goes down.
Something's got to judge, but at that distance, deciding not to fire.
I've got your trail.
Opting for the kill potentially.
Instead, just secure the round. I don't mind using these Seekers as well. It could set you up to get those kills easier.
A lot of space here that they're going to have to take with all of the guns on the other side. I mean, that Cove will certainly help, but Haodong.
Wait.
Oh, this has gotten messier than it should have. Chichu and Smoggy are able to keep them back.
Let's go.
Real ugly for a second.
You can't count PRX out ever, and that's why the Seekers were invested early on.
EDG.
I don't blame nobody for using them in that round whatsoever. And PRX have just been force buying into these rounds back to back to back. Even with scrappy guns, they made it to a 2v2.
Oh, dude.
And Forsaken reads them like a book, man. As soon as the Clove goes down, they've got to challenge it, right? There's no way you just let that defuse come through. And so we're tied at 8. 2 ults on the side of EDG. They've been so much more decisive than they were yesterday. These attack tabs have been so much more refreshing.
No hesitation. They're not worried about getting outshot, out-manipulated. They're just showing and going right now.
They have a plan, and they are sticking to it.
Look at this, all the utility.
It's the same set of utility we saw in the previous round.
And when you condition utility like that, it really can set up the future round. So they're looking at the long haul right now.
There may not be much more of the long haul left of this map. Concon going forward with rocket in hand. Will connect on the Jing.
Chef's kiss.
Perfectly played, and look at where Smoggy is. Only able to find one though.
What?
Somehow, something gets 2. Concon on the snap and something with the 3rd. Leaving the star on his own to settle the shots. The clip runs dry. Something with 4 and PRX with 9.
He just got, what, 3-4 wall-bang kills? That was through CT spawn. And you see players go for that, but it usually doesn't go their way. So maybe a little bit of luck. Getting 2 players with that.
We're going to look at it one more time.
Look at this. He did see the tracers, but to get 2?
Yeah, that's...
And then the 3rd right there? Oh my goodness. Spams to get the kills. It's so hard to beat PRX when they win rounds like that. It's, what are you supposed to do? You can't do anything about it. And now you're on an eco round.
The ecos have been messy though.
That's a good opener.
Yeah, but the second kill the other way. Not really what they need. Something playing up close on the other side of this wall. Puts the Lear out, gives the space up. Meanwhile, PRX slowly tightening around the map.
Proactivity from PRX. Pushing too short. Smoggy, he was checking flank. He just goes back.
Mind Freak can have a feast with this, and that's exactly what he does. Jake's just satchelating forward. Yeah.
Right on his head. Yep. Seen that one before from this guy.
And so we turn our attention to the next round, a very quick precursor as to what we've got, because there are a lot of ults in play here, and we're nearing the end of this map. PRX hanging on to a 2-round lead. They've got the Reckoning. They've got the Orbital Strike.
And you can really invest all these ults into this round because it'll put EDG on such a bad buy for the next that you're sitting on almost match point at that point. I mean, you are sitting at match point. You should be at least.
And Jing's halfway, more than halfway to his rocket as well. So even if you invest all of those, that's still something that's going to have to be considered later. PRX have set themselves up very nicely.
EDG need to try to bait out at least one of these ults early on and not die, not drop early. If you invest the Viper's Pit off the rip here, I mean, well, might not be good because the ultimates from the other side, they could just cycle them.
We're about to find out how that plays out. Jing getting up top and dropping on it, but nobody has his back.
So clutch.
The pit's still up. Can it be dodged by that? The TP out. Pit still in play. Something on the flank. Smoggy waiting. But is he aware of how close he is? Drops down, not able to settle the shots. PRX still with the fight into this, but they've got to get past this pit.
It's too hard.
The biggest thing in their way here.
Player standing.
A 1-for-1. Something left to his own devices. Playing his time as best as he can.
Not even going for it.
No, at this point. Is he even going to get away with the gun? No. Chichu moves him down. EDG get to 9.
EDG did a really good job of not falling to any of those ults early on. And for PRX, they wasted so many ults in that scenario.
Let's go. EDG.
Dude, nobody saves that round.
Yeah, he does.
Because Chichu was the one he was hunting for, and he almost had him.
PRX jumped the gun too early in that retake, and EDG took full advantage of that.
One round between the two. PRX still with 2 ults. You know, we talked so much in the previous round about the setup that PRX have for themselves from an ult perspective, but EDG are slowly getting near a fever pitch with all of theirs. Howdong, Kong, and Nobody.
if they can win this next round, the economy of PRX is going to be in shambles, and they might not even have to invest any of those ults, but they can get a lot of them online.
They're committing to this A. They're committing to this A, and it's a 1-for-1. Meanwhile, the Reckoning will continue to cause problems, but Haodong manages to sidestep all of it. Nobody does too.
What a good split.
Whoa.
And now, with that dog being proactive in the CT spawn, they have the info that both players should be on the flank.
And they've seen 2 bits of utility as well. The dog and now the flash.
They're too disciplined in these scenarios. Their post-plant win rate is sky high.
It was good yesterday. It continues today. There's no way for them to get in.
One enemy remaining.
The reflink from Smoggy, it's clinical.
Something again will try to save. He wasn't successful in the previous round. And I don't even think he really has a shot at it this time. Deals a little bit of damage. They're gonna get out, right?
Just in time. Smoggy's so good, Doug. This guy's sitting at 20 kills on Omen Bind. All momentum going the way of EDG now. Look at that opener on the Jig.
It was steady.
So clean.
No micro adjustment of the crosshair, nothing like that. Just steady swings right into it.
Perfect.
It's literally perfect. You're absolutely right. And so now a timeout called again. We're tied at 10, and that's all that PaperX have left. If there's another timeout, it will come courtesy of Edward Gaming.
Ini seru nih 10 sama ya.
EDG on a really good spot right now to bring this one home in front of the home crowd, win their first map in this arena, in this tournament. PRX, that round, what, 2 rounds ago, that one was, it was just rough. It's rough losing a round like that. You invested the Brim ult. Your timing wasn't quite there on the retake, and if your timing's not there against a team like EDG, they do really well in the post plant, playing off of each other, playing the crossfire game. And then Smoggy going for the reflanks like that. Now we're seeing why EDG decided to switch off the Brim and put this man on the Omen.
Just so much more ability to get active.
Caution here.
And sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire, and Omen's a controller that can do that.
Oh, they're gonna go aggressive into sand, and that's where they are. Jing has a rocket in hand. Something can flash through the wall. This setup is gonna be devastating if they commit to it. Kong tries to get away, and he's managed to dodge the rocket. PaperX put a lot into the back of that punch, and EDG slipping.
Anjir, bisa di dodge gitu.
Now they can reset.
Yeah, it's that push and pull. And that Thrash was picked up again, so they're able to use more utility now to clear out more space if they decide to do so.
Dude, to go from that start in the round to nothing, no sound being made.
You want more? Here's
a flash to confirm there wasn't a flame coming through. And now Thrash, as you mentioned, getting its second cycle out. Something dinked him there. Nobody, down to 12 HP.
Almost got his head taken off.
Just hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, suddenly a freeze to the round now.
Again. I think that's twice.
They're so worried about flank, as they should be. That's a fake TP.
Do they bite?
No, they're not. There's a rotation coming in from Mind Freak, but the utility from EDG.
You're right, he's already had to be. Something popping the ult.
Seconds left.
Trying to get across. EDG are slowing things down. This has been a problem for them before. If they can settle, though, they should be okay. Forsaken is still going to be on the rotate, but the kills all coming through for PaperX. And now the controller utility has arrived. Divide perch over the top. Smoggy has to frag his way out of this, but he's surrounded. PaperX get to 11.
A good hunker down from PaperX, just holding hookah. Something he got picked off early there, but the trade's going PaperX's favor. This is that beginning. Such a good job from Kong, not going down to that rocket, being dropped down to 5 HP. But it's that timing of when EDG just seem to not know what to do in the round and they're just stuck in a corner where it just works against them.
So issues reared their ugly head yesterday. And that feels like the first time we saw hints of that, right? First time we saw any inkling of things like that.
Yeah.
So PaperX, a lead late in map 1.
And this is such a cool setup. You have 2 players on different elevations. You have a Brimstone back sight, a Harbor close up. The showstopper, it could kill one, but it should be traded.
No.
He's got to get out of there. There's the rocket invested.
Wow.
Again, the satchel utility is just so good, man.
And you're not ready for something on top Chuck after Jing has fallen off.
Apparently you're not ready for Forsaken either, as he gets 3. A flawless round for PRX.
From start to finish, that setup was so beautiful, so clean. So close they can taste it, for sure. And the Reina flash to back him up as well. That was textbook for PRX. This will be the last time out for Edward Gaming that you were speaking of. They've played a really, really good map so far. It's just these exchanges where PRX come out ahead. They're just so clutch.
Yeah.
Man, what's the plan on the other side of this? You think for EDG here, for this to be as competitive as it was, in the shadows of yesterday, you've got to feel really good about your performance so far. And then you remember, we've played them before. The last time we played them, we beat them. We beat them on this map. And yeah, the compositions are a little different, but a lot of that feeds into confidence going into the map. And for them to have a couple of these 1v1s go their way and to get this close really feels like this map, if it doesn't go their way, that's an opportunity lost. That's something slipped.
It's such a tough spot to be in because you've done so many things right. And sometimes it's just not in your control. Sometimes you play against a team like PRX that just, you know, there's so many heroics from individual players. And then when you lose a round like that to a setup where they're all playing together.
They just satcheled both of them up with one satchel.
Yeah. That's the previous round, something was up on truck. And the outlaw buy for Forsaken here. There's a lot of players on light armor right now for EDG.
Yeah, this buy is not great. And of course, something goes aggressive. Tries to turn the flash coop in his face, cannot find anything else.
Perfect utility from EDG.
And that's a big first step. If they want to take this to OT, that's a massive start. But Forsaken has not been taken off of his perch.
Look, satchelnya kebuang satu.
Into these rounds, so far in this match, they haven't really backed up and gone the other way.
Yeah.
So on the opposite side of the map, Devi got info, and Forsaken now is proactive.
But Kong is too. Aggressively going forward. Mike trying to slam the door on the round. And does his damage. Jing cannot find the target.
Uh-oh.
Devi's left to rotate back A. With the Phantom in hand. Full health, full armor. How does he get past through this? Smoggy's weak, yeah. Nobody's taking a little bit of damage, yeah. But a 1v3 is a big ask. They've got money, so why not go for it? 2 away from Seeker, so why not go for it? But he doesn't find a single thing. Bullet between his eyes.
Let's go!
EDG is still alive.
Oh my Smoggy. Even on the TP onto sight, I mean, his barrel was in the face of another player. Executes him. And this is that good utility used from EDG. This time when they freeze into the round, that was scrappy for sure. But Smoggy came out on top. But this time when they freeze, it works to their benefit. They wait. And they wait for the utility. They allow nobody to get onto the site because of the Omen smoke.
Last round of regulation. And again, a heavy stack from PRX, A short. Both duelists and a controller left to hold the line. I mean, they're all here and they're all playing on this tiny little sliver on the other side of the wall. Forsaken so far up here. Meanwhile, pushing all the way up into showers. The orbital strike will send them apart. Smoggy will fall. And Forsaken, the space he had taken was so good. A 5v2 now. It's disaster, they crumble. At the foot of PRX, they cannot stand. Map 1 goes away for number 1 seed.
What a map from both teams. I mean, hats off.
Sunset on the other side of this break. We'll see you guys there.
We'll see you on Sunset, guys. Wah. Anjir. Oke, break time guys ya. Gue nunggu match selesai baru nelen aja. Halo semuanya yang baru datang. Kenalin, gua Hans, gak main Valorant. Gua salah satu master co-streamnya Riot yang kasih izin buat menyelenggarakan watch party buat kalian yang baru kesini atau nyasar atau gimana pun ya. Gue sudah menontonin aja. Kalau kalian nemu ini tidak sengaja, jangan lupa titip like-nya aja videonya ya. Terima kasih. Ya, gue nggak main follow, nggak jago, gue nggak bisa, gue cuma main sampai shock doang, habis itu gue udah. Beneran, real. Gue nggak bisa main follow, tapi gue suka follow karena gue demen tembak-tembakan yang banyak visualnya aja, banyak utility-nya gitu. Siapa tahu kan, siapa tahu ada yang nyasar kesini. Go PRX. Gak boleh bohong, gila. Rank gue iron lu masih. Terus yang pertanyaan. Biasa, jago gue emang. Ini jilat rakyat aja gue ini. Ntar gue jadi coachnya deh. PRX Snake. Wih, keren banget. PR Snake. Wih. Tadi itu belum. Fnatic sudah pulang. Gue beneran gak main Valo anjir. Merendahin dasmu, merendah anjir. Alright, match berikutnya di map kedua Sunset. Kita bakal masuk dalam waktu 50 detik. Ntar minum vitamin dulu. Ingat nanti tanggal 13 gue punya. Nggak tanggal 13 juga sih. Oke, gue ada sesuatu yang spesial buat kalian semua lah. Persembahan. Tunggu ya. Projectnya lagi ongoing gitu. Mas Rata pro player. Hahaha. Keren. Gila. Lu kalau ngeliatin gua main Valorant pasti kalian seneng. Karena ada yang lebih parah mainnya daripada kalian semua. Karena kan orang kan kalau main Valorant kan ekspektasinya adalah selalu kayak serius gitu ya. Kalau gua nggak, gua udah serius tapi kelihatannya emang jenaka aja. Padahal gua udah serius mainnya. Emang gua nggak bisa main anjir.
Hey guys, I'm standing here right now with Alex from PRX. Alex, I feel like that score was a little too close for comfort for a lot of PRX fans. So what do you think the team was really struggling with against EDG?
I mean, they're a very good team, first of all, and home crowd, so we came in here prepared to struggle, so to speak. I think they threw us off a little bit. We expected a cypher, so we prepared for that. And then having to play with Omen, and we had to get used to the fact that they could really take control of wherever they want with Omen flashes. And that's something that we don't see much in Asia, so it was difficult.
Well, of course, they won't go down without a fight, but neither will you.
Well, you heard it from Coach Alex. They were thrown for a loop. I'm now joined by Mimi and Kukuget once again. They weren't 100% prepared, but this is PRX, right? They still find a way.
Orang Indo gitu
This
kayaknya deh.
is PRX back in like the PRX form. They make a slight change to their comp, but still the core of it is the same. The way that they can path on their attack side with this composition, especially with that harbor in the mix, is really incredible. That propelled them to a massive lead. And they managed to close out in the end too.
Rame banget.
It wasn't an easy
Ada
task,
harbor
right? Because we saw some brilliant moments from the side of EDG. In fact, in that game, even though they lost, they had 18 first bloods. So just imagine, it's always the chance of the comeback for PRX and actually being there for the trades.
But that's where we saw the PRX individuals stepping up in these late rounds.
Artinya apa? Katanya dia sebenarnya sudah mengantisipasi untuk pakai Cyper gitu. Jadi dia pakai line up itu. Gitu nggak sih? Bener nggak sih? Kayaknya gitu deh dia ngomong. Tapi ya kita kesini kan memang udah untuk struggling anjay dia bilang gitu.
Most likely will not get anything and
tapi
something
mereka tim yang jago juga
the third kill,
EDG
but the third kill was also ridiculous. Another blatant spam coming out from this guy. I mean, something is just such
mempersiapkan kalau dia antisipasi ada Cyper. Emang apa yang mau di counter ini? Gua kan nggak tahu ya. Nano agent begitu ya. Yang gua tahu tadi nggak ada sentinel sama sekali aja.
And I think they still set up a lot of nice combos between the Sky.
Tuh bener kan? Oh iya. Dia mengantisipasi.
And not only that, especially when we see him from the defense being aggressive, the way that he was dismissing and being so disruptive onto EDG gave them a lot of edge.
We have to shout out
menang
Smoggy though, because
PRX.
Smoggy didn't have the performance he had. Maybe this map.
Ya kalau mau translate Inggris bisa gua.
We see him topping there in EDG, but even Alex said it. They were not prepared for this. The way that they were executing, the way that the flashes and the paranoias were coming in, the way that he was strong holding on B, repositioning time after time, the impact that he was having.
Udah bisa jadi analis, bukan analis. Translator ugal-ugalan tuh ya.
And two, we saw, you know, this result in the end.
That was the most impressive part.
Keren deh, gue juga pengen cosplay jadi Omen deh. Tapi takutnya mukanya nggak bisa sekeren itu sih. Tapi kalau bisa menyala sih keren sih.
Paranoia teleport into the second angle and kind of have so many different looks. It's really disruptive. It's kind of similar to like last year when teams saw Sova on Fracture for the first time. When you see an agent you're not really used to and you see like weird utility.
Anjir, 83 sama kayak gue tuh.
So I thought this was actually a really good comp change from EDG, but it's a shame they couldn't close out in the end.
This is the thing, how good of a change is this? But before we talk about that, let's hear what Coach After had to say ahead of Map 2.
I'm here right now with After of EDG. After, I'm curious, especially with such a high-pressure situation like this, a high-pressure match.
Ada yang tahu background dia juga guys, dia anak CS juga kata gimana.
在如此高压的淘汰赛情况之下，你是跟选手们会说些什么来给他们鼓劲儿打气的呢？
我觉得 FPS 游戏其实就是要纯粹嘛，然后我觉得就是
setelah
感受台上的激情，然后玩得开心。我觉得这是最重要的。对。
Ini translate, bisa.
You know, pure game. You just need to enjoy the whole things, enjoy the stage. That's it.
Apa aja jadi gitu loh. Yang terjadi udah terjadi gitu deh. Tuh bener kan? Ya udah gitu. Gas aja gitu.
It was really fun, but the thing is it enough for Sunset? Because it feels like when we get to Sunset, the score disparity might get a bit larger.
I'm pretty worried about
EDG. Kalian nggak tahu background si After ini? Emang rata-rata coach itu dari pro player semua kah? Atau emang proper coach gitu nih?
Yeah, I think I agree with that. You know, maybe they have something prepared.
Gue ngerti dia ngomong apa guys, cuman susah translate-nya, kecepetan kadang.
Based on the preparation and how they were looking against Heritage.
Kalau ini nyampe split, kita sampai jam 8. Kalau enggak ya, tanggal 8 udah kelar ini.
The cleanest of the starts there on the attack, maybe waiting for something that wasn't happening.
Player udah pensiun, berarti nanti suatu saat 5 orang player ini menjadi coach. Dan punya 5 player lagi. Dan 5 orang itu lagi punya coach lagi. 25 player menjadi coach, jadi 125 orang lagi jadi coach. Dia orang Taiwan, background dari OE sama OE.
I think PRX is honestly going to play in a pretty similar way. They'll send a lot of early stuff with like Sage slow and a nade coming in. Sometimes they'll send the wall over there.
Gak ada. Gue belajar bahasa Inggris dari game RPG, main game banyak
have that
RPG
stage
udah.
wall, especially blocking off, sticking that diffuse. They're a super disruptive team on this map.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that we need to see a little bit of the EDG that we just saw in Bind in
kan
comparison to what we saw
kidal
against
sih?
Heretics and
Enggak ya,
Sunset. I
bukan
want to see
kidal
them more proactive,
Itu
more
kidal.
decisive, and sometimes you just gotta send it. And especially when
Anjir,
the
monitor
other
Alec
team
keren
is
banget,
not
Jer.
playing with a Cypher on this map, getting to that post plant should be their number one
Itu yang
priority.
monitor
We're
kecil tuh,
meaning
kayaknya
before about
resolusinya
them not
nggak
being
wide
able to
deh,
get the
resolusinya
spike down. That
gepeng
has
gitu
to be the
pasti.
number one priority for them right now.
I mean, that's my question. You guys already figured out how to beat PRX. Do you think
Let's
EDG
go,
have
let's
changed
go.
any of those things off the
Apa
box?
detik?
I have more faith after seeing the switch up in map number 1. I
Oh,
think they
nggak
had
jalan,
really good game planning, and I like the comp change. I'm hoping they've had the same sit down to talk about how
Dari
they're
Owe
gonna
ke sini.
carry their
Owe
Sunset
mungkin demen
shootout.
kali ya, karena banyak visual anjir.
back
Udah biasa kayak matanya.
Yeah. They went
Wush.
into the Astra against Heretics. Maybe they were not completely sure about that. I think the Chicho is an amazing Viper. So maybe putting him here will allow them to regain that space, using that toxin screen to at least create a bit more pressure.
And last time they played, I think the pressure got to them in front of the Chinese crowd, the last hope of China. Now here in this match, they look themselves. They're playing confident, they're playing good. They almost took map number 1, but this is going to be rough now. They have to bring everything out to try and have a chance at recovery here. If not, it'll be elimination for our last Chinese team.
Ini berarti komposisi tim baru yang nggak pernah dipakai sama EDG sama sekali gitu kan?
Split as well as a map 3, and PRX, they are a very resilient
always
opponent.
Sage.
Let's find out if this one can make it to a map 3
Oh.
and send it back to your casters. Here's Dog and Baby Bay.
Thank you so much, Shinsu. Jing, the last 2 times he has played on the international stage,
Gila.
has been met with defeat.
Berarti ini istilahnya trump cardnya nih ya.
Now, he's potentially 1 map away from getting that monkey off of his back in the face of a crowd that's obviously cheering for EDG.
Let's go. Map 2.
The history of their matchups in the face of the last
Mana suaranya EDG,
when these two
PRX.
Yeah, he wasn't there. But this could be something special. The Desk talked a lot, Dre, about how EDG looked rough the last time they played Attack on Sunset. And this map really kind of lends itself to a little bit of the chaos that PRX like to play with.
And the composition.
Fnatic udah pulang anjir.
It's so explosive. Yeah, they're on the defense, but when those retakes come through, it's going to be in full effect.
There.
For PRX and EDG, they opted to switch to the Viper, which I actually like a lot for them because they're able to do these walk-ups that I was speaking of in the last match that they couldn't do, but PRX, they're so proactive. They do get contact here.
Get back right on up. Dizzy popping off.
There we go. That slow and then explosive approach. They're going to go for even more here. Kong.
Remember, the post plan is where they find success, but this time they try to get a little aggressive ahead of it. The kills are traded, though. Something giving PRX the advantage. They got to what they needed, but it was with a little bit of aggression and a couple of bodies also along the way. EDG have thrived in post plants. They're down in numbers.
They have the info, though. They push spawn.
Smoggy.
Gecko flash connected, Doug.
Smoggy getting tagged. The Thrash going forward. They thought he was going to funnel out on the other side. Got it down to 1. The wall goes up. There's really nothing waiting on the other side, though. Something falls. Freak win this out on his own. Settling shots onto the first. Crosshair swinging onto the second. Out on patient on the swing. He tries to switch and goes, and the timing could not have been worse. EDG get the pistol.
A big pistol win for EDG to set the pace on this attacking side of Sunset. It was that Viper wall that allowed them to creep up into elbow.
Timing lagi buang senjata.
Gecko flash. But the key difference here was the disruption of the actual retake.
Kok si Reis tadi pakai pistol biasa ya? Beli apa? Utility gitu semua?
He hasn't missed a beat all series long. He did so much that round with the classic. Right clicking in and out.
Gila, mainland sih gila banget ya, serem banget ya. Pressure-nya sih berasa ya.
Fast pace hit here.
And a fast entry from Kong.
Oh, gila.
Given the utility, but they strike the other way.
Down A.
Good trades from EDG to settle the round here. Divide, he's just stuck.
Keng sih, way gaming anjing.
Info now that's broken. Look, all 3 players of EDG are gearing up, ready to swing off of Haodong's contact. They don't even need to.
Let's go, 2-0. Map 3.
Nggak,
gue tetap bela EDG. Walaupun gue tahu kayak PRX punya chance tinggi.
In this series, the IGL
My brother keng-keng kok.
What a fast, explosive entry from EDG. And
Memang
the change
kamu
of pace already.
sipit. Tuh,
They're in the driver's
jadi
seat finally on
kasir
their attacking
XX1
side.
no.
They're not playing this super slow game where they just get delayed with 10
Let's
seconds
go.
left in the round and they're forced to try to plant the bomb.
Kalau menang 2 round berturut-turut wajar ya, karena ada bonus roundnya nggak sih?
PRX with 5 rifles, light armor on the buy and Forsaken, and of course, as I call his name, delivers a kill.
Jeez. Peeked into a firing squad right there. Okay.
EDG really tried fighting mid here. I mean, the X's on the
Demi mid.
map tell the tale.
Tumbang 3 anjir. Hai Zikis, thank you udah jadi member.
And to be fair for EDG in that round, or in this round, it's not over yet, but they had a chance to get some kills in those exchanges.
Sure.
The shots just didn't go their way this time. You know, they ran into a firing squad. But when you drive peek into top mid like that, it's kind of what you're set up for. You kind of want that.
Right, you want the fight. And you expect the shots to go your way.
What?
Something was one of the weaker remaining members. To be fair, there are a lot of them.
Yeah. PRX will clean up that round, Jing, with 3 to his name. It was a mid fight from start to finish. Everybody dying from EDG in mid.
Gila,
And now
midnya
they'll have a full
berdarah.
buy. So a little bit of damage done for EDG. Showing PRX that
Gini terus, tadi juga gini nih, pistol roundnya bagus.
contact A into elbow will also explode onto A. A lot of different looks that PRX have to be wary about now, going into the future rounds.
This is a different look too.
Yeah, a new Viper wall. Exactly.
Oftentimes when that Viper wall goes A, there's a fault line, there's satchels, there's a dizzy. Oh, but I love this. This time they don't make any noise, but PRX gladly take that fight and come out on top.
Kong almost had that opener too. He caught something on the tap of his own eye there. Just didn't go his way. Good shots from something, but he gets traded out by Howdong top mid, and now that's a Cypher all. Full info the way of EDG. They can really maneuver around the map, and that's why you see players taking all that A space.
I love the way that PRX just handled that. It made them look like they were going to go mid. As soon as the second tick goes through, they rotate back A, and Forsaken is ahead of the punch.
That's why. Exactly what you just said. That's the opener for Forsaken, and now they have man advantage in the retake.
Ult committed. Jing looking to find a target. He's found plenty of space. But Howdong's left alone. He's gotten one, but that's all it'll be. Again, that little half a second hezzy mid off of that Cypher ult got them that. That was beautiful.
Yeah, Forsaken was able to just sneak right in there, get that initial kill, get out. Now you have man advantage. Oh, so close.
Yeah,
Kong was
right.
so close on that kill.
The value of that smoke.
Gila anjir. Tuh
For these future rounds, you imagine EDG are going to try to
lebih
bait out
cepat
that
refleks
fault
dia
line
anjir
and then
dibanding monitornya
re-walk into
kayaknya.
space.
That's what we would like to see from them, yeah.
Nevertheless, that was a really clean retake from PRX after being man up.
Devi with an op in hands this round. Light armor. Currently focused on mid,
half armor
while
semuanya.
EDG have I set B.
Good cam break off the rip of the round from Mindfreak.
And something has taken so much space here. Creeping around mid, they're going to have to deal with that trip. Devi
Oh.
gets on top, and he still gets tagged. Has to get back down by the skin of his teeth.
Oh anjir, keren juga itu bisa kayak gitu.
Spam through. Mindfreak now filling in the space. Will get his one and gets away. Forsaken on the swing. Also getting a couple, but Chichu's left alone a 1v1, and something has been cooking his flank the entire round.
It's just a PRX round. It's so chaotic. And it's so hard to be watching every single angle at once. They attack you from all sides. I mean, you just killed somebody on top of that connector box. And then all of a sudden, Mindfreak's up there as well. You have to be worried about so much when you're playing against PRX.
And then you've got to deal with the flank.
Yeah, they just took so many timings here.
Last player standing.
It's so hard to play against. Even if you're dialed in on these smokes, the players and the mechanical skill and prowess of PRX, they're so strong, they're able to just snap to your head instantly as they come out.
They play with a pace that often overwhelms, that often leaves opponents stunned and stifled. But EDG are showing they can accelerate the pace a little bit as well.
Botline did connect on a Kong, which will slow the round down a little bit here. And buy time for PRX to get info B main. There was no Cypher Cam in B main this round, so it's kind of a read for PRX that this is a lean towards A, but they're willing to give the site. They have really good ultimates for this retake.
Yeah,
Reach ult,
yeah,
Thrash. An early Thrash to clear out. No, clear out Howdong here.
and they've got him surrounded once more.
Really good utility.
I don't think that, yeah, Paranoid connected, but it doesn't matter.
What was that?
Weaponry on the other side is just not enough as Jing continues to push the pace. Just when they know they've got EDG in a corner, they suffocate them.
It's so smothering to play against. He's just running at your face.
I mean, even that discipline right there, Mindfreak, yeah, they know he's attacked by the Thrash, but still checks his 50 as he walks into elbow.
And something with the Thrash, even in the beginning on the flank, to make sure nobody gets picked off early by Howdong. He knows that he can just bring it back around and pick it up and use it again if no one's there. It's so heads up. Beautiful Valorant being played right now from PRX. And much like the last map, EDG do a timeout around the 4-2 mark. There it is.
First one burned. EDG down 2.
Yeah.
And there was concern about how EDG played their attack halves and how slow it was and how it really felt like they just kind of were of a one-track mind, right? We've seen a lot of differences out of EDG this time around, though. They've been a lot more decisive, they've been a lot more aggressive, and they've shown variety in how they like to approach things. But, Dre, it seems like PRX, they still are just so far ahead of what EDG are trying to do.
If they don't see a camera in B main after seeing the previous round with a walk-up, they kind of have an idea of what's going on around the map. Like, they know no one's in B main. That gives the confidence to the team to go for a mid-fight. And then once the mid-fight's not there from the opposing side of EDG, they know it's A. So if you're EDG, you kind of need to run like a 4-1 setup. Maybe have Howdong on a lurk and just control the opposite sides of the map to know if PRX are getting that info in B main, in mid. You don't even have to take the aim duels. I'm not telling Howdong to go crazy and take ones against the firepower of PRX, but you need to know what the defending side is doing to be ahead of what you're doing. And the way to do that is by playing a 4-1 default. Kind of looks like we're going to see that right here.
Oh, I thought he was going to perch up on that wall, try to catch an angle.
Here's that operator again. I mean he could very well still do so with that.
Kong has his too. An attack side up. Currently posted up mid. As nobody has gone exploring around elbow. Mindfreak is the only one close by. Nice shots, but the op trading on the other side.
Great trade.
That'll win that every time.
He saw his elbow and Jing on the reswing wasn't ready for Kong's operator.
Bolting off of that! And it never goes off!
Welcome to my world.
And now there's the pit they're gonna have to deal with. But honestly, if Forsaken plays around this, gets a kill onto Howdong, there may be a shot at, but it's Howdong who comes out on top. Cypher ult used. Something in Divide will try to get this back. They've got the money and they have the weaponry to do it. But they're down in numbers. They don't have that advantage.
You did good.
You kind of just have to pray that you're going to spam the Viper through the smoke at this point if you're PRX. But he steps out of it, Chichu.
Nicely played.
Confidence like that. You want to keep popping shots in my smoke? I'll bring the fight to you, buddy.
Viper sekarang
That's the operator.
Molly-nya berapa charge, guys?
Chichu will fall.
Yeah, and something should just save this off in this round. EDG are so good when they get the bomb down. The Desk was talking about it. I've been talking about it.
Renji baru aja buang 10.000.
Renji.
Semangat terus streamingnya Bang Hans.
He jumped the gun a little bit too early there with the showstopper, but that did give his team the information of where players were playing. They realized that Forsaken was playing all the way in spawn, off the site. They were able to lurk up with Chichu's Viper split.
Katanya boleh udah nggak bisa diambil lagi ya?
That was so clean from nobody.
Jadi dia nggak bisa line up.
Yeah, and in the last series, I kind of foreshadowed that EDG liked to play an attack side operator.
Gua ngikutin.
He'll just go up and take space by himself. They never had the economy to be able to do that in the last series, but now that they're actually putting up a fight, they're able to have these different type of looks.
Sekarang dipakai ya?
No attack side off this time around. Something has
Wah, hilang.
Nobody never had a shot.
That was so fast. And that's the initiator down for EDG. So you kind of have to contact into anywhere now, and there's a setup from PRX.
As soon as Forsaken gets contact, Jing can swing, or he just gets the kills by himself and Device with him as well.
It's beautiful.
I mean, you set it up super well. That was very aggressive. That was very PRX. Jing's decision every PRX 10th round, and you're right. As soon as the initiator goes down, they have to contact.
There's no other option.
And it just so happened that they were leaning into the 3 that PRX had there. That crossfire setup was gorgeous.
It was, yeah, it was swing, swing, swing off of each other. Everyone got a kill. Everyone participated. Here's that initial kill. That was a quick shot.
Yeah, if something gets that line at the beginning of the round uncontested, he's going to punish you with it.
Even Forsaken just crouched.
Thank you udah jadi member ya.
Corner. If he's standing, he probably gets his head taken off. Just that fact of just him crouching in that scenario. He's so aware that EDG have to walk in and you have to break the crosshair somehow.
Toxin screen down.
Aggressive A default from Forsaken. You usually see Omens playing this spot. This time it's going to be a breach just jump spotting. He'll maybe use a flash to back up if he has to.
I think he got what he was looking for, though. He got that orb.
On.
And the breach ult is so powerful, but it takes like, what, 20 ult points to get that thing going?
Yeah, I mean, but when you're popping off, like Forsaken could pop off, it makes it seem like you might have one every other round.
Yeah.
Which is so impressive.
Feels like Thrash.
Oh, another entry from something. The second to follow up.
Oh, this is the only real gun they had here. Smoggy strikes.
Something
is playing back here. Has the res, but no real way to get back to anybody to bring him up unless it's through here. And again, Smoggy's on the other side.
No res.
Oh, but Device gonna go down there. There's no way Smoggy sees this.
Now the res, Doug.
No charges left.
Yeah, it seems like he is
30 seconds
gonna invest it, or at least considering it.
He walls himself off to secure it as well.
Howdong's timing could be everything. The op shot lands.
Wow.
Chichu's 10 HP are the only things standing between PRX and another round. Perfect.
Man, even just walling off the site there. All something has to do after he gets res is just focus on the flank. The other 2 players grouped up with the rifles. And yeah, Chichu took the head off of one of the players, but the trade was just there instantly. That's that entry from something. The second follow-up. It got scrappy though. Maybe a little over-eager for PRX. EDG could have converted this if this timing didn't happen. Smoggy, if he's a second sooner to looking at that angle, maybe he gets an instant
Something lagi cooking nih.
Onto Devi.
Yeah, maybe a little over-eager, but they live and die by this sword, man.
Tuh. Alek bilang apa? Ya oke lah.
And so when it works great, and it's worked
Boleh lah.
Up against EDG up until this point. Yeah, the first map was close, but
very aggressive. Change of pace on the defensive side. It was the Op that got most of the entries this time around. Space gathered in mid and a delay to this B hit. Nobody outside of the smoke from EDG.
Meanwhile, everyone from PRX has already rotated back over.
Ini diambil lagi.
So good. Something's the only one who's not joined by. He has an Op holding the middle of the map. EDG wise to it, have to go through spawn.
The problem here, Doug, is that nobody stayed in B main to see that the Sage wall is up. That allows PRX to actually maybe get ahead of this fight and pick somebody off on their actual entry.
Second round of the Thrash will clear the way, elbow. Kong Kong using the last bit of mobility that he had to get aggressive ahead of it.
Done.
Little green goo at his feet. Kong Kong will fall.
What a fault line.
Smoggy's in a really nice spot, though. Oh my goodness, what a shot! Forsaken takes his head clean off. Chichu and Howdong have to win this one on their own. Howdong was so weak, and now he's dead. PRX up big.
30 seconds
Not
left.
just in this round, but they're about to hit 7 on the map.
Habis dah.
Forsaken might get another breach ultimate after this kill. Or even if he falls. There it is. Device Sage Wall being up at B main allows everybody to cheat over towards that A site and disrupt the actual take of EDG. The fast flood. That was a raise nade followed up, the stun.
Wow.
Even Smoggy there, he actually got hit by the stun before he took the TP, so he was irrelevant. He couldn't do anything. It's a beautiful play right now from PRX. Their play style is just so hard to play against. Such a weird composition too.
Again, this aggression as Jing satchels forward, and this time there's everybody on the other side. EDG, we're all here.
No
and
way.
That level of aggression just sends a shudder down their spine. Even if Jing leaves, which he does, they've got to be afraid of what's afoot, what's at their doorstep. They've invested the Rolling Thunder as well. They're all trapped here. Can EDG stand strong? Forsaken again, patiently playing his time. He's gonna have to do it on his own, and he can't. In the face of that aggression, a thrifty round win for EDG.
It was an aggressive maneuver through the middle of the map.
Gila.
Jing back-to-back rounds.
Udah berapa kali EDG kepung begitu aja di
punishes PRX for their over-aggression. And they needed to do that because, I mean, if they don't win these battles, these gunfights, they're just going to get smothered once more and just run into the blender that is PRX. The thing is EDG are playing into PRX's hand from start of the round to the end of the round. The initial reactions of EDG off of that mid fight is to speed up A, but that's kind of what PRX wanted. They want to trap you. They want to enclose you. So yeah, they won that round, but I just feel like PRX is making them make these reactionary plays, and when you EDG play reactionary, it just doesn't bode well for them.
It's just such a difficult ask to try to set the pace against Paper X, man. They force you on their back foot.
I mean, even here, though, with this top mid smoke, nobody walking out to actually clear mid.
Yeah, so something fills in behind it. The smoke is pointless.
Ada Panda lagi satu, gimana ceritanya
guys? There's a layer behind right now.
Kok bisa OP? Bisa tuker Vandal?
Again, they're smothered once more. But if EDG can get the bomb down, we've seen them thrive in these scenarios.
Wait, what's the cue? They're gonna get that dizzy up. Oh, he gets caught by the trip.
The satchels were missed.
That was such a cool idea, but now they understand where the pressure's coming from, and EDG have to turn eyes back. Every single flash used. Kalo only gets one. Smoggy on the swing. Can't stand up either. Nobody's up, not connecting. That's okay.
They're walled off.
Devi's gonna get the defuse, at least to have to spam to break the panel.
They have to push.
They've got a body bag in front of them. They hold the defuse the whole way. Devi's wall closes out the half.
Switching sides.
That wall got so much value. And now PRX get to set their own tempo on the attacking side.
Hey, take a look at this one more time. I mean, if not for the trip, that round is probably not that close, but nicely handled by EDG to settle this last layer, though. This last part of the equation is what's just too far, too unconsidered by EDG. And so they're glad to sit behind their wall. They're glad to get to 8 rounds. Everything has gone their way. We've got an Omen player moments with Jing standing by as we get to pick his brain a little bit here.
Oh, kali ini gua ngeliat wallnya nyebelin ya.
Really strong, but we kinda, I guess we kinda like lost the fuel. I don't think we ever lost our like first match like this, so I mean it's something new for us. But I guess every time when we lost the grand finals, we lost a team from low bracket. So I guess this might be it. I mean, I don't think I'll say I'm shocked because all of us have not played like a international in pre-long.
Ini Jing yang ngomong bangsat itu kan yang gara-gara mau Ace itu kan.
Game in Shanghai and
yang ada di TikTok kan.
I think 2 or 3 games and yeah, so I guess they're
S2 bangsat tuh bangsat lo. Oh, khusus sih.
Sad, I guess.
Dia pengen ngajarin aja.
Fiddle now in hand for him, clear out of the haunt boom bot to try to get him self pushed up here into heaven. Something final one. Oh, Jonah coming one apiece, but now something.
Nonton gua di TikTok ada tuh.
A 2v2 here. Forsaken. Clearing out that Prowler, but cannot steady the
my ace.
Around the back, something with the updraft. 7 bullets remaining here in the Vandal. Now down to 5 as he clears out the Prowler. Playing a ring around the Rosie here. Sees the gun barrel of 1. Swing out.
Indo.
Something gets the 4K Red Bull clutch.
I just hope that even if we win or lose, we give you guys a really great show. And if we do lose, I hope that we improve in the future.
Gue percaya kayak sih ya. Main freak.
Thank you to all the fans. There are so many fans in China, and we are really happy to see that.
Double dari mana ya?
8-4 the way of PRX. A desire, a need, facing elimination to walk away with a win on international soil on the global stage. Meanwhile, for EDG, I mean, you can hear it. The crowd is doing everything they can to light a spark to get them back into the series. They did their damnedest yesterday, and EDG looked a little flat. But this EDG looks way more formidable, Dre.
Originnya sih
They need to
enggak
start
sih.
off strong once more. They have to win this pistol
Udah nggak
if they
berijinal
want
sekarang.
to have any comeback into this map.
That nade is really nice, but the fault line swing from PRX will leave Kong worse for wear.
Survives with his life.
Just barely, though.
Full rotation from EDG, all 5 members.
I mean, surely they know that everyone's here. The paranoia is out. The dizzy over the top is really nice. But the slow, nobody can't get out. He's forced to fight. And PRX mow him over.
The counter utility from PRX, it was too clean, but they're still running into the mass amounts of EDG players. Howdong is stuck here.
Again, another slow orb with nowhere to go. Maybe Chichu can catch a little something along the way. I don't know.
Dua-dua loncat-loncat aja.
They're understanding that's where the bullets were coming from, but they're trying to find safety. And they're going to try to swing all the way into PRX. 2 of them fall.
2 is criminal there for Mindfreak.
Kong has taken stages by storm throughout his entire career. A desperate need to strike once more. Can Kong deliver? In front of a home crowd. It's just the pistol, but he's got to hit these shots.
He saw Divide.
He's got to convert here. Finds one, but something just comes soaring around the corners. PRX get to 9.
PRX.
Uh-oh.
Util for Util there.
Pulang.
That Omen flash from Mindfreak. It was everything.
Pulang ke rumah.
It made it so nobody
Nggak perlu
couldn't
ke
see a
airport
single
lagi.
thing when he peeked. The initial fight for EDG was so good. But the counter utility was just too strong for PRX.
And I mentioned it throughout that round, but both of the opening kills there on Nobody and Howdong, they had nowhere to go. As soon as they were spotted, a slow orb at their feet, they were stuck.
And Howdong did a great job
Besok
actually
lawan
getting
bracket
one, even
lagi
being
kah?
stuck in that
Berarti
position.
siapapun lawan FUT.
But this death ball from PRX, I just feel like it's going to be too much to handle for Kong. That was a molly miss, though. So maybe PRX overlook that positioning. Oh, he's going to run into a blender of just guns.
70 juta orang kayaknya.
And that Sage wall makes it just impossible to retake from A lane. Funnels everybody CT or flank.
See that wall go up, something
Hold
gets dropped.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Sheriff's finding some damage.
Okay.
They've gotten it down to another one. Smoggy's 22 HP. Takes a step back with the fault line in his face. And now Forsaken and Devi, I mean, really just have to stare at this angle right here. Nicely handled by Smoggy to ISO that first side, but it's just too much. PRX will get to 10. Now striking distance away
Abis
from a
deh.
series win.
Naik taksi dah ini balik dah.
And honestly, just wanting to get revenge for Manye, who EDG beat the last time around in Madrid. These were some really nice shots from EDG. It's not even like EDG are folding under, you know, the pressure that they had yesterday. They're actually online. People are hitting shots from everybody. They've had good team play in general, but PRX, they just look so prepared. And this is their map pick. They're going to be confident on it. This time a more spread approach on the attacking side is PRX. They farm the orb onto Jing. That's now Jing and Forsaken and something coming up on those ultimates. By the end of this round, they might be able to put something together. The IGL, Howdong, sitting Jing down. That could be the spark for EDG. But look at the opposite side of the map. This is a free A site.
But they don't have mid. And that's where EDG are filling.
And PRX don't have bomb either.
They've put the wall up. I guess they think they're safe across the middle of the map. Devi has to be careful here. As he's going to try to cross. Kong has gotten ahead of it. He's going to get the kill, and that's a spike.
Down B. But they don't know. They don't know that all the players were towards the A side of the map, so he kind of has to give bomb here. Right there. Howdong does aggress B main. That will give EDG the info that everybody was towards that A side of the map.
He's got the line. They're going to have to swing into it. That fault line is just so good, but something will fall. Haodong now forced to swing back into the fight as the spike hits the ground once more. Mindfreak left in a 1v4. EDG played this so well. Proactively taking space everywhere across the map. Nicely done as EDG gets a 5.
Great job from EDG. That opener from Haodong, the re-aggression into B main after the bomb is dropped.
Chance.
Really good stuff. But a bit of fortune that the bomb was not towards the A players. Had the bomb been towards the A site in the big pack of players, that's a bomb down for certain. A good answer back from EDG as we head into the 16th round. A bit of a scrappy buy for PRX. But they thrive in moments like this, and if they explode onto this B site, there's no trips here yet.
And in the face of a full buy from EDG, this close to closing it out.
Showstopper.
This could be a mess. Spike drop. What EDG desperately need to avoid is now knocking on their doorstep. They still have guns though, and they're healthy. But the Thrash invested. You imagine Jing will follow. Rocket online, no satchels to get any sort of space.
And no kill either.
Meanwhile, Kong on the swing. He's now 1 point away from having his ult online.
Jing
up close with the stinger, avoiding the utility. Still getting a shot under nobody. He connects onto the second. Kong again. Left to deliver for EDG. And with targets on either side, that very well may be the dagger.
Itu susah sih.
The thrifty from PRX. It was a scrappy buy, but like I said, they thrive in moments like this. This entry from Jing, that Omen flash, even the breach C to follow up, and this little intuition peek from Jing. That was so cold, Doug. He was tucked there the entire time, but he knew the window of opportunity that he could have had. He took full advantage of it. EDG, this was either timeout, the last timeout. They have to bring it back.
Apakah?
This is elimination. Home soil, home crowd advantage. PRX came ready to play today. They had something to say about their last performance, that's for sure.
They've got to close this thing out. And you can tell they've got EDG on a lifeline.
Yeah, that first map, I mean, it was packed with suspense. It was an emotional roller coaster for both teams. But the mental and the confidence going into your map pick, that's a different type of energy. Forsaken has that breach ult online. Mindfreak has the Omen ult. Kong. He's sitting at a shorty and a raise rocket. I think he might use it off the rip here.
No reason to leave any stone unturned, but the paranoia hits him.
He got hit by his teammate's Omen flash. I think Mindfreak also blew his as well. Maybe it was Mindfreak's.
He's gotten so far up already, Mindfreak has. Making sure there's no flank coming around. You see the slorbs coming through. The wall will go up. A little bit of cheeky gap here on the other side. Understanding where that's where the pressure could be coming from. Haodong has fallen. The spike is down. Well, how can EDG try to take this thing back? They've got a rifle in the hands of Smoggy and in nobody.
It's a good start.
He strikes first.
Right there.
The wall's still in play. Now they can sit back with Forsaken's ult. If they really want to get messy with it, Mindfreak can flip it. TP deep behind enemy lines. Instill chaos into the round. Or they just close it out with the fault line. A really nice shot out from Smoggy. It's getting messier than it should have been. Again, Kong left alone. Can he deliver this time? No. 0 for 3 as PRX get to series point.
That was the closest chance he's had in the 1v2s. Every other time it was just PRX playing with their food. The shots couldn't quite hit the mark for Kong in that last shot. That last opportunity in the 1v2. And this Sage Wall from PRX, it makes it so you just have to spam the default box as that Gecko is planting the bomb. If anybody wants to push up, I mean, it's only one lane they have to worry about, really. A very aggressive approach to this round. Cypher trip not broken, though. So EDG, they shouldn't have to over-rotate towards this B site. And that's why you see Kong getting a little aggressive on this A line. If PRX decide to walk back in, he might be able to get one and get out with his life. I'm curious to see if PRX invest any utility here. They won't.
He pays for it with his life. And finally, a numbers advantage for EDG.
With bombs so far away as well. Vault line will inevitably have Kong have to back up, but he's re-aggressing.
Of course he is. Now taking a step back.
Mind
Freak into the fold once more. Now the Rolling Thunder.
Connected as well. He's not going to be able to disrupt anything here.
Shoving him away. But take a look at nobody. He's gotten really far up. Do they clear him? Do they know he's there? The shot fired so nice.
Whoa!
Forsaken falls. Nobody on the swing. Connects. 3 left on the side of PRX. Make that 2.
Make it 3.
They seem to be holding the line here, and they're throwing everything into this. With 13 seconds left, PRX have nowhere to go.
It's just a save.
10 seconds left.
Well played around from EDG. All off the back of Kong. And Howdong Cypher utility stayed alive at B for so long that they were able to get ahead of that. Getting really aggressive, taking the smokes out early. This was that flick. So precise. The res did come through, but again, when you have an operator player like this who's so confident, and he's honestly one of the most skilled operators in this game, without a doubt. If he hits the shot on you, if you don't insta-headshot him, you're going down.
Yeah, you're losing that fight.
So that's why he's so confident going for these re-aggro fights consistently. He knows he's going to kill you if you whip.
EDG still with a long way to go. So much ground to make up. They have a couple of tools here. Kong still has the op. Meanwhile, it's a weird buy for PRX. Forsaken couldn't even really purchase much into this. He's got utility, sure, but no gun.
And I wonder if this time around they're leaving the trip here on purpose to set up Jing for alert kill after they aggress in mid or retake the A line.
Yeah, late split or something like that.
Yeah, that's so impressive. I'm pretty sure they were aware that they didn't break it the last round, and now they're reading into it.
Right there.
That smoke suggests that they're going to try to get through the middle of the map and try to split B through spawn, but he's ahead of it.
Look at this. This is all prep. They know that Smoggy likes to play on top of here. Oh, he almost got caught out being in his smoke form.
Pushed off the wall, and now they decide to go. The wingman first, the wall up, Jing playing on the other side. Howdong falls, so does Smoggy. 3 left to try to stay up, to try to keep tournament hopes alive. And that's another that will fall, another that will crumble. Nobody was nowhere to go. PRX seemed to have done it. In the face of 5. Nobody will fall. In front of a Chinese crowd, the Heartbreak Kids will not be denied. Not in Shanghai.
Okay, guys. Oke guys, jadi sudah habis. Wah, seperti nggak nyampe ke map 3 ya. Ente.
On Sunset. And EDG, although they had a way better showing this time around,
Wah.
wake-up call.
A 2-0 sweep, and PRX look good. They look really good. In pursuit of what has eluded them for so long. This is a team that many people expected to have already lifted hardware once. And they got close. They got so close. They've done it so many times. And just when it seemed like they were going to have to bow out and take an early exit, they silence EDG and do so in impressive fashion.
That last map was a spectacle, that's for sure.
Oke, bubar jalan sudah ya. Besok itu sebentar.
Here on the pistol.
Besok masih TBD semua ya.
It just seemed like after the pistol and that anti-eco.
Oh enggak, besok itu 100 Thieves versus Genji sama tim Heretics lawan G2. Oh ini upper bracket ya berarti ya?
PRX did such a good job of hitting their utility at the right spots. They were decisive on their strikes.
Sampai 9 Juni sih.
Besok
kalian mau nonton lagi, besok upper bracket.
This is the pace they want to play at. This is the approach they want to take. It's going to be taking space mid.
Besok kalian mau nonton lagi kan?
It's so decisive and it looks so good every single time.
Kalau mau nonton lagi sih bisa juga.
Yeah, they were competitive map 1, but they just got rolled on something.
Aduh, bisa bangun.
I mean, they're willing to die.
Gue takut nggak bisa bangun.
Just going into that matchup, you're like, oh man.
Follow buat malam nggak ada follow buat malam ini anjir. Gue kan nggak bisa main follow. Oh, Jing udah siap tuh, Jing udah siap tuh.
Sunset just told a different story. We've got the Verizon
Genji seru. Genji
standing by on the stage behind us right now.
EDG udah kalah, iya nih. Penalti juga udah kalah. Gue dukung siapa dong sekarang? Wah, nggak ada translator. Nggak ada translator ya iyalah.
Congratulations on this win. And would you like to say hi to the audience first?
Hello everybody.
先跟大家打了个招呼，也是大家很热情的回应了一下。第一个问题也是想问到竞选手，因为其实 PRX 一直有自己一套非常独特的打法风格，也给我们的联赛带来了很多不一样的色彩。那我们也很好奇，每一次他们在面对这种自己比较激进的打法风格，以及一如既往的稳定发挥的时候，他们是如何达到这么好的平衡的呢？
PRX nggak besok.
Unique playstyle that brings to the
Rusak
league.
itu
How to find a
PRX
way
berarti.
to balance your iconic
Berarti
playstyle and stable performance?
I mean, it's just what we are used to, so I guess we just have to practice and keep playing the same way, and we'll just get
kalau
used to it
besok yang
and
kalah,
他说，对于他们来说，其实他们也是很习惯于这样的打法。
besok yang kalah lawannya nih, lawan si PRX gitu kan? Bener nggak? Translate itu udah ngomong Inggris anjir nih orang. Lusa berarti yang kalah lawan PRX itu. Oh, jadi PRX emang mau ngerangkak dari bawah ya?
So, would you like to say something to the fans?
Just thank you to all the fans for supporting us. I mean, it's hard for all the China fans to usually like come in contact with us, but now like I see all the fans, we are all really happy. So yeah, very happy for all the fans.
他说非常感谢大家对他们一如既往的支持。
Oh, gue nanti pakai bajunya PRX jadi BA-nya mungkin gue mau.
机会可以看到这么多的中国粉丝，但是今天见到了，他也觉得非常的开心，也感谢大家对他们的支持。那同时今天也是一个6·1儿童节嘛，然后想让竞选手祝一下大家6·1儿童节快乐，可以吗？
Tuh ada boneka lagi, setiap player tuh ada boneka masing-masing guys.
So today is Children's Day in China. Do you know that?
No.
So would you like to say Happy Children's Day in Chinese maybe to the audience?
Sure,
I can teach you.
Yeah, you can teach me.
儿童节快乐。
儿童节快乐。
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's all for the interview. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Happy Children's Day buat di China ya. Children's Day itu apa?
Honestly, that is our humble king. Shout out Happy Children's Day.
Every Jing interview is the most wholesome thing.
Do you guys want to know how to say Happy Children's Day? You
Sure.
want to mimic Jing as well?
I'm learning so much.
All right, I'll do it slowly. 儿童节快乐。
儿童节快乐。
You did
儿
just as
童
good as
节
him.
快乐。
Well, I don't know if that's true.
I can
but-
barely
Udah guys,
see
jadi ya sudah
with
selesai
this,
sampai di sini
but
untuk
yeah.
watch party-nya. Terima kasih semuanya yang udah nontonin bareng gua di sini. Next kalau ada watch party lagi, gua akan langsung kasih tahu, nanti kalian langsung kelihatan di thumbnailnya kalau ada watch party lagi. Kalau kalian besok mau nonton, kalian bisa nonton di official Master Co-stream lainnya atau nggak di official channelnya. Kalau kebetulan gua nonton di Twitch ini sekarang. Kalau kalian mau nonton di Indo juga ada. besok kita ada yang tadi gue bilang ada Genji versus 100 Thieves tuh. Itu jam 3. Jam 6-nya ada tim Heretics lawan G2 ya. Buat kalian yang jalan, ya, stay tune aja. Paling jam setengah 6 lah. Udah mulai game keduanya. Hari ini sudah 2 tim pulang ya. Fnatic dan EDG sudah pulang. Kita lihat siapa yang bakal pulang lagi besok ya.
Yeah, a very sad day indeed, but I think it's the day that nobody
Thank you guys, thank you.
expected. I think with EDG, maybe after what we saw from the first match, PRX is going to be a tough opponent.
Fnatic is a big
surprise. But yeah, right?
I mean, it's still props to Foot, hear me out. Like, they managed to, even though Fnatic had a very, very strong start of the day, they managed to come back and do it beautifully so in that last one. Yes, we know that we're sad